everyone, and welcome to a brand new live streaming episode of Annual Pass. Well, I guess this isn't an episode. This is a live stream. Hi, everybody. It's good to see you. I'm Jack. I've got Geoff Ramsey over there, and I've got Ben, RT Ben. He's our producer.
Where's BK?
BK is actually in Florida right now.
Is she really?
Yeah, so she's remotely. I don't know if she's watching right now. BK, if you're watching, we love you. We miss you.
I'm sure if BK's in Florida right now, she's got anything better to do than watch us.
True.
No, I want to believe that she's on a theme park ride right now, holding her phone, watching the live stream.
Is she there to do top secret annual pass stuff?
No, she's on top secret family stuff. So she's taking a little vacation right now, which is good for her. She has family in Florida.
Absolutely.
So but anyway, hi everyone. It's good seeing you again. Thank you so much for tuning in, for joining our live stream. If you've watched our previous live streams, you'll know that this is the portion of the stream this is the stream where we go through all of our Q&A that we've had over our previous episodes over on roosterteeth.com. We ask questions at the end of every Annual Pass episode, and then we answer that, or we look through the answers here and we pick our favorites, and we will send you guys an autographed theme park map. Which I don't know if you saw, but tons of theme park maps have been showing up to people because I finally mailed them all out. So people have been getting theirs lately, which is good. Also during this time, I am currently building a giant Lego roller coaster set, which is this guy here. You can see that. It's a big roller coaster. Geoff has a Magic Kingdom 50th anniversary puzzle that he's been working on as well. And Ben has a laptop where he will be answering or pulling questions from you, the beautiful chat, over at youtube.com/annualpass, roosterteeth.com, also going through some of the answers from our previous episodes, and also talking about some news that's going on. We're going to be hanging out for a couple hours. Some big news today, as a matter of fact. Halloween Horror Nights got announced. All of the, there's a lot of it's been announced, like we knew about the weekend after hours party. Or
the Weeknd's playing?
The Weeknd has a haunted house this year.
Does he?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah. So the Weeknd has a haunted house. It's the Weeknd After Hours Nightmare, I think is what it's called. And then, but they announced all the rest of the houses and the scare zones today.
Are you going to list them for us?
I'm not, because I don't have them memorized off the top of my head. But I believe someone with a laptop here.
If only someone had a laptop with information that we could throw all this in. Yeah, I got a list of them.
And so we'll go through that. Also today, Disney announced that annual passes are coming back to Disneyland, which they've been gone since the pandemic hit. And yeah, they're more expensive than they've ever been before. And every single annual pass in California, Disneyland, has blackout dates. There are no non-blackout date annual passes.
Is that called an Inspire Pass or something? I feel like I saw something about that on Twitter.
Yes, that sounds right. I think they have dumb names for each of them because they had Magic Keys before, which weren't annual passes, but now they're bringing the annual passes back. And yeah,
with blackout dates.
With blackout dates, I can't believe that. I would figure there'd be at least one tier where you could go anytime you want, but it is not the case. So we'll talk about that today. I'm going to be working on my Lego set here. Ben's got some Q&A. And we've got all of you beautiful people over at youtube.com/annualpass. We've got the chat up. I see Gail Fox in chat right now. Hi, Gail Fox. Gail Fox, if you like our thumbnails, like this one here, or any of the episode thumbnails, Gail Fox makes all of those, and they do incredible work. Absolutely incredible work. And so, yeah. But what else? Oh, yeah, I have one other thing to show, or should I save it? It's something really cool. I'll save it for a little bit. We'll save it till we go on.
Don't shoot your wad all in the first 5 minutes.
A beautiful, beautiful pass holder sent me something that blew my mind, and I have it here, and I'll show it off in a little bit. So we'll get to that in a bit. But yeah, so how are you doing, Jeffrey?
I'm good. Today, Jack, I'm going to be working on, what are you? That's there. I'm going to be working on, I've decided, the railroad.
Ooh.
This railroad
goes around the whole park.
Appears to be a railroad that circumnavigates Disney.
Yeah.
Not familiar with it, but
you remember the Disneyland Railroad?
It exists.
Or the Disney Railroad?
No.
That was like one of Walt's big things. He loved railroads. That's why there's a railroad at Disneyland and there's one at Magic Kingdom.
I see.
As a matter of fact, the one at Magic Kingdom has been shut down for the past 2 years because they've been working on the Tron ride. But the tunnel, they finished the tunnel, and it looks like they're about to install the train tracks. So the train might be back up and running again.
I bet I finished my train tracks before they do.
Probably. You think you'll finish the train tracks today, Geoff?
Fortune favors the bold.
So, yes? Is that what you're trying to say?
Have you watched the new South Park streaming special? Two-parter?
Which one is that? I saw a bit of a live show.
It's the one where they start selling water from South Park down to Denver in a streaming service.
No. I did.
There's a lot of Fortune favors the bold crypto.com jokes.
Oh, that's great. There was they did the South Park guys just did their 25th anniversary concert.
Saw that. Yeah.
Did you see that Rush showed up? Sans Neil Peart.
No, I didn't see that.
He's passed away.
Yeah.
Yeah. Geddy Lee and not Brian. Mike, do you know what the other Rush guy's name is? That's not Neil Peart or Geddy Lee. Anyone? Any? Yeah, I totally forget. Anyway, the two surviving members of Rush showed up and did some songs.
They showed up and they performed Ush.
Alex Lifeson, John Rutsey. There you go.
Alex Lifeson, there you go.
He's still alive.
If only we had a laptop.
Live, son.
So anyway, that was cool. But they also did a bunch of songs from the various South Park things they've done over the years. Really good stuff. Anyway, how are you doing, Ben?
I'm doing good.
Yeah?
I just got back from like a 2-week vacation, just kind of lounging around, checking theme park news. I really want to pull together a trip to go to that new ride at Six Flags. The Dr. Diabolicals.
Oh, down in Fiesta?
Yes.
Yeah.
We got to get down there.
I'm up for it.
Hey, Jack.
Hey, Jeff.
Nobody's asking you. How are you doing? When I saw you in the parking lot on the way in, you said you were doing rough and that you'd had a hard week. Do you want to talk about it in detail?
No, I'm good.
In public? No?
No, I'm all right. We took the dogs into the vet this morning. That was fun.
How are they?
They're good. Murray, he's my big boy. He weighs 88 pounds now, and he was doing okay. And then right at the end, as we were leaving, someone brought a dog in, and for some reason, some dogs just rubbed Murray the wrong way, and he kind of started losing his mind. And it's like, you feel embarrassed as a dog owner, like, oh God, I'm sorry. Like I promise he's sweet. And he's like, rah, 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 rah. And you're like, oh no, he's actually a good boy. And he's like, rah, 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 rah. So that's always tricky. But yeah. Other than that, things are going well.
How's the running?
Running's going okay. Still so freaking hot outside.
It's too hot to run.
I will say this morning it was 80 degrees on the way to go take the dogs to the vet. So I was like, okay. But I've been going back outside. I've been running a lot on the treadmills lately. So I've been prepping for, actually, I think next week, the Run Disney springtime surprise races go on sale, and I'm going to sign up for those. Those are in April of next year. So I'm signing up for that. But yeah, I'm still going. I'm still working on my my marathon weekend training. I think we're going to do some kind of, I want to do some sort of live charity stream maybe in December after Extra Life and once things are kind of like before we get into the marathon weekend. Because for those of you who don't know, we have a group for RDRC, the Rope Drop Running Club, which is a spin-off group from Annual Pass. We have a bunch of us are actually running on behalf of St. Jude's Children's Hospital. And so they were kind enough to give us some bibs, some running bibs for raising some money for their hospital. So yeah, so we're raising money for that, and
Nice.
we'll do some kind of charity stream for that. It should be fun. I've got some ideas of things I could possibly do to possibly raise money. Like maybe I can run if we raise a certain amount, I'll run like the 5K at a 2-2 or something, or I don't know. We'll figure out something.
How much would they have to donate for you to run a super marathon?
I mean, that's basically what I'm doing. I'm doing because I'm running the Goofy Challenge, which is it's a 5K, 10K, half marathon, full marathon in 4 days.
And that's the same distance as a super marathon?
A super marathon I think is 126 miles. I could be wrong on that. That would probably kill me. So
One way to find out.
Yeah, I guess so.
Yeah, but if it didn't kill you, it would make you stronger.
Would it though?
That's what they say.
Who is they?
The people that say stuff.
I'll run a super marathon if you run a marathon with me.
Nah.
Jeff. Oh man, well it sucks you don't want to run.
I would, but I have so much arthritis.
Ooh.
I can't be doing that stuff anymore.
Arthritis, isn't that in your hands?
It's in my spine, dude.
No, I don't believe you.
Arthritis in my spine.
What would it take to get you to run a marathon in a Mascot outfit?
Oh my God! I mean, I might actually die. Like I've seen people do them in bodysuits,
right?
Like the Spider-Man bodysuit type stuff. I would be more likely to do something like that because like that, you can get those where they actually will breathe.
If you were to run a marathon in a bodysuit, which I think is a fantastic idea, by the way, who would you run as?
I don't know. I've seen a lot of like just Marvel characters. Like I've seen a lot of like people wearing Iron Man bodysuits and stuff like that. It would have to be something. I don't know. I mean, do you have anyone in particular you're thinking of that would work well for me? Yeah.
No, nobody has popped to mind at all. I'm just curious as to like if you're gonna, I don't know, take on the moniker of a superhero or a pop culture figure. I just wondered who would be your first choice.
Be Geddy Lee.
Okay. All right, there you go.
You know what I'd like to see?
What's
I
that?
would like to see the annual pass audience source whatever the annual pass mascot would be, and then we get Marcus to build the mascot outfit that you have to run in.
Oh, man.
That's what I want. I want to go above and beyond.
What would the
That's what
annual
I'm saying.
pass mascot be? It would
Some
be
with a big ol' head and like some
It'd
weird
be like
hat.
Lil Wadey, and he'd just be a guy who stands in lines.
Little weighty.
That sounds like a rapper.
Yeah.
Well, he probably would rap to keep himself occupied and busy.
Yeah.
And amp up the crowd, because that's what the annual pass spirit is all about, right? Like improving the moods of the people around you as you share in the thing. So Lil Wadey would probably do a lot of fun stuff.
Run
It'd
a
be kind of like the
5K.
flying pig from Kids in the Hall. You remember that? Bruce McCullough was a flying pig, and anytime people were stuck in lines at banks or ATMs, he would show up and he would fly around and entertain the crowd.
I don't know if I remember that. I remember Chicken Lady.
Chicken Lady was not the flying pig.
Well,
He had a little. He would say, "La la la, wee wee wee. Hey everybody, look, it's me, the flying pig."
So Jack runs like a 10K and then drops a fat beat. Like,
Yeah, exactly.
yeah.
All
Anyway,
right, sounds like a good plan.
sounds like a plan, I suppose. So what do you guys think? What do you guys think over youtube.com/annual pass? Let us know. Like what would be a good mascot? Cheetah mascot in annual pass merchandise? That's kind of cool.
What if we work our way up to it and you get to a mascot? We get to a mascot, but first you run in just an ascot.
And only an ascot.
Only an
We
ascot.
start building a mascot like a Power Ranger outfit.
You gotta work for that in.
It's like the Voltron of mascots. I dig it. I'm down for it. But yeah, so that's what I've got that going on right now. You know, the marathon's coming up in January, so actually next month is when training really kind of kicks into to gear. Right now, I'm kind of just regaining my my sort of strength and everything, sort of rebuilding my stamina. And then next month is when, like, all right, I got to start running like 20 miles a week, basically.
We have a lot of people in chat suggesting the Garbo outfit be the annual pass
Jesus.
mascot.
Oh, good lord, that almost killed Martin Lawrence, didn't it? Remember that, like in the '90s when he ran in the trash bags and he passed out? And,
Well, I mean, that's what people
Had to
do,
be
right?
medevac or
That's what like wrestlers do,
yeah,
don't they?
yeah, to cut weight.
Cut weight, you run in a trash
Boxers.
bag. That would probably be not a good idea.
Pretty sure Rocky did it in Rocky 2, maybe.
What about DJ Jonk? Could you run?
big old box head.
Dunk, dunk, dunk.
I'll ask him if I can borrow his helmet sometime.
It'll get you out of like rapping, but you know, you just have like EDM pumping the entire 5 to 10 miles. It's like when you're on a float trip and someone just has a boombox
Yeah,
the
yeah.
whole time.
Everyone loves that guy. Like, you are going to be subjected to my music for the next however many hours. Like, all right, come on, man. I just want to relax. They actually do have on the course. They have musicians like bands, and they'll have DJs and stuff that are actually playing music while you're running. And so like they're there to like hype up people and get them excited and be like, hey, you're not dead yet, yay!
Have you watched any of the new season of Beavis and Butthead?
No, I have not. I need to though.
I've only watched a few episodes, and I will say there was a season a couple years ago that was unbelievably funny. And so far, I found this one to just kind of be okay. But the most recent episode I watched, I want to say it's like maybe 3. It's a tubing episode.
Oh, really?
Yeah, like a
that's
Central
funny.
Texas tubing episode.
I wonder if Mike Judge still lives.
very, very funny.
Does he still live in the Central Texas area?
I saw him at Whole Foods once,
Yeah.
5 years ago. So he was at least at the Whole Foods on Lamar at 6th and Lamar in 2016.
Okay.
2017, maybe.
Okay.
Yeah.
Have you encountered any of the Spy Kids filming going on right now?
Nah, but I saw the photos on the subreddit, Austin subreddit.
They are filming all over town right now.
It looked like a kid's version of Mad Max driving down Congress Boulevard.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Well, they shut down Congress last weekend, or this past weekend, and had a bunch of stuff going on down there. So, all right, Ben, what's chat saying?
I might need more.
Give me a lot of ideas for different mascots you could run in. They said just your beard. Just your beard.
Just run as a beard.
Run as Jack.
You guys, I don't think you understand that. Like, it's hot.
They understand. They
Running
just
is
don't care.
hot. Maybe a 5K. That's something more reasonable, but not a full marathon. I've only done one marathon in my life. It's not like they're super easy to throw out. That one marathon nearly killed me, and so this
You're
year's gonna be
made
more.
of sterner stuff than that, Jack. Don't sell yourself short.
Like what?
You're gonna run. That's the first of many marathons you'll run.
I'm happy.
In ascots, in DJ Jonk helmets, and full Chippendales Rescue Ranger, fully articulated costumes, like whatever it is, you'd nail it.
Did you watch the new Rescue Rangers movie?
I did. I thought it was great.
Did you?
Yeah. Did you not like it?
I enjoyed it. It's kind of, there's been a lot of movies lately that I kind of feel are sort of like, you watch them and immediately forget them. And I feel like that was kind of one where I'm like, oh, I enjoyed that, and I couldn't tell you almost any of the plot.
I feel like that about most stuff.
Yeah?
Yeah. I don't hang on to... I toilet flush most things after I experience them these days.
That explains so much about our relationship.
What is this guy?
Yeah, I just saw Marcel the Shell with shoes on.
Great movie.
Pretty good. I enjoyed it. Jeff, you and I went and saw Nope. That was exciting.
Dude.
I was just about to ask if you actually saw it.
Yeah, I had about a 7 or 8 day period there where Emily went to visit her family, and Millie had a huge life-changing surgery about 3 weeks ago. Same surgery I had when I was her age. It's to fix some jaw deformities that I passed down to her that were passed down to me in the family tradition. So I had a pretty intense couple weeks of taking care of her, and then she went to her mom's, and then Emily went to her mom's, and then I was all alone for about 7 days there, which I kind of needed to just decompress. And you were the only person I saw in that 7 days. That 2 hours we went to Nope. You were the only human being I interacted with for like a week. And I had a lovely time.
That makes me feel
great.
special.
It was great.
Yeah.
It was necessary. I was burned out.
Man, I think I've done nothing but watch movies over the last like 2 months. I think that's the only thing I've done socially. Right coming out of that, I did an episode of Anma, and I was so out of it and so exhausted that I lost my train of thought mid-sentence, and I just froze. And I don't know if they edited it out or what, but I just for like 45 seconds, and it was just Eric and Gus looking at me, and I was like, I forgot where I was for a second. Yeah. What movies have you watched? I think I've seen everything that's hit theaters in the last 2 months. I saw, and just some other stuff that's been in the draft house. I saw The Thing, John Carpenter's The Thing for the first time.
At the theater?
Yeah, in
That's
the
a
theater.
great way to experience it.
Amazing movie, so good. I wish, has Howling Hornets done like a Thing house?
I want to say they have, like an Outpost 31
See
house.
that. Yeah, that'd be great.
I think they have. I could be wrong.
What they're doing Achievement Hunter's doing like a Outpost 31 thing for Let's Roll, right? Like a
Two-part
two-parter?
Let's Roll, yeah.
I think it's got like Meg in it, maybe?
Yeah, I think it's Fredo, Meg, Gavin. Is Jackie in it?
Jackie and or Trevor or Barb or something. I'm not
Yeah.
sure. But that sounds all of everybody.
Okay,
There you
nailed
go.
it. That sounds cool.
Yeah, that does sound cool.
That's coming out soon.
Yeah, that movie still holds up. I think that movie's in like my top 10 movies of all time.
Oh, such a good movie.
Great film.
Which between that and Everything Everywhere All at Once, like this year just has banger after banger of movies.
I will say that it's a very interesting year that two of my favorite movies, or two of the most powerful movies I think I've seen that have like totally made me just tear up in the theater, both include scenes where it's two inanimate objects like getting close to each other and like being sad. It's like, okay.
Is that Marcel the Shell with shoes on and Chip and Dale?
No, and Everything Everywhere All at Once has a scene that like if you describe the scene, without explaining what's going on, you're like, why would that be emotional? And then you see it and you're like, oh my gosh, like this is heartbreaking.
Tugging some heartstrings, man.
Yeah. Go see Everything Everywhere All at Once if you haven't yet. It's really good. I saw it with Mondo in Los Angeles when I was out there.
Did you guys hold each other?
We did.
I like Mondo.
Very sweet. He's a funny dude.
I wish he was in Austin so we could work with him more.
Wish all of Funhouse was in Austin so we could work with him more.
I don't think a lot of people know this, but he's a Lego master builder.
He was.
Yeah, found that out, like a serious one.
Yeah,
He worked for the Legoland in LA.
Yeah, we plan to have him on the Legoland episode, but just like schedules didn't work out. He was like in another country somewhere doing something. Who knows?
Yeah, we'll get him on at some point.
Yeah, would love to talk to him about that. That was cool.
Talk theme park stuff. But yeah. Well, speaking of that, do we have questions?
Oh, that's probably.
We do. We'll start with this is everything basically from July, starting with the Guardians of the Galaxy Mission Breakout episode,
That was a fun one.
where you asked what attraction deserves a sequel overlay.
Yeah, because this one, the Mission Breakout, it's the re-theme of Tower of Terror out in Disney California Adventure. And they have the Monsters After Dark version, which literally, in the narrative of Mission Breakout, you go ride Mission Breakout, and then at the end of it, obviously everyone escapes. But in the Monsters After Dark version, which is their Halloween spooky one, it's Groot got stuck back at the collector's area, and so it's Rocket trying to get him out. So it's literally like a sequel to the attraction. Very cool concept, and I haven't seen that really done anywhere else. So, what are some of the possible sequels that people have thrown out, Ben?
We got a lot of people commenting that they had the same exact experience that BK did with Tower of Terror, and that it's a horrifying ride. From PhillyFan9307 on YouTube. I can't remember when they changed from a lap bar to seatbelts, but I absolutely remember Tower of Terror having the bar for the same reason. There's a picture of a family member holding me down for dear life, like BK described. I thought it was amazing as a kid, but as a parent, I'd be absolutely terrified.
Oh yeah, I do remember. I remember back in the day when it was just the the lap bar, and that was horrifying.
I can confirm that as a parent, almost everything is terrifying.
Yeah, I don't know. I had a moment like that on the Velocicoaster where you hit one arch going over, and I thought I was gonna go out into space.
Yeah, Velocicoaster definitely has those moments where it's like you're upside down, like, oh, I'm gonna fall out now. And
you feel like you're gone.
Yeah, but it's so safe. It's so super safe.
From Leanne Anderson on YouTube, same thing. I had BK's exact experience when I rode Tower of Terror in 2000. I was maybe 100 pounds soaking wet, and a larger man and my father, both 200 pounds, were in my row. I was not okay. Getting some more of the answers to your actual question. We have Sam1213 over on the RT site. Said, always love to see Muppets 3D get another story and could be skinned to a holiday theme as well. Muppets has tons of potential to have something new added.
I can see a lot. There's a lot of room for Muppet stuff at the parks. That's one property that I feel like Disney hasn't really taken advantage of.
I almost feel like they're very precious with it. Like they don't want to overdo Muppets.
I guess so.
I think they could certainly hit that franchise harder, but they definitely haven't worn it out, you know?
But it feels like, the Jason Segel Muppet movie came out, and it was like, oh, it did really well, and it's like, oh, there are people that still love the Muppets, and they want more Muppet content.
Well, they made a sequel.
Yeah. Sequel with Tina Fey, right?
Tina Fey and Ricky Gervais, I think.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that one. Is that the most recent Muppet movie?
Yeah, it wasn't as good as the first one, but it was pretty good.
Wanted.
Muppets Most Wanted. I think it was watchable.
Corncob McGee on the site said, I'd love to see some sort of sequel to The People Mover. But Corncob, how do you make a sequel to The People Mover, you ask? The Red Line and space. Cover everything in a dark fabric tunnel and fiber optic stars. Maybe add some warp speed tunnels.
Ooh, that could be fun.
Yeah.
I dig that. New People Mover VO, by the way, Jeff. I know you're excited for that.
Oh yeah,
They added they replaced the original, the voiceover that had been on there with a new one. It's been like 7 or 8 years since they've done that.
we
so.
just talked about that in a recent episode of Annual Pass, right?
I think so. I think the most recent one we recorded, we talked about it. Maybe Disney Dan, actually.
It was with Disney Dan, yeah.
Speaking of which, we have Disney Dan coming up next week's episodes with Disney Dan. Tomorrow's episode.
Man, how lovely is he, by
He's a
the way?
good dude, super good
That
dude.
was a
Actually, not
great
tomorrow's.
episode.
Yeah, tomorrow for first members, Thursday for public. We're returning to the Harry Potter and the Forbidden Journey at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Mainly because I had forgotten we did it. So we had BK on. I was like, you know what? Let's do a ride that I know we've all been on before. And sure enough, I was like, immediately start the episode. Jeff's like, didn't we do this? And I looked at my notes like, oh yeah, we totally have done this one before. My bad, but we did it anyway. So it was good.
It was good. It was fun.
I definitely still learned something new, I think, that stuff that you hadn't covered in the original episode.
Well,
because we were still finding our pacing, I think, in those first few episodes.
Yeah, because it was episode 11 when we did this one. And so when we did the first time, and I will say too, we did it at Universal Studios. So this is one of the ones we recorded at the Radio Broadcast Center at Universal Studios, Florida. And so it was a little intimidating because I think it might have been one of the it was one of the first episodes we recorded together.
Yeah.
If not the. And also
it might have been the first episode we recorded.
and also we had our friends from Universal World also in the room with us. So, it was a little harder to be like, you couldn't really be negative towards anything. You couldn't speak. You could have, but I was like, I don't want to bite the hand that feeds us. These guys were really kind to bring us out and let us check out some stuff. So anyway,
luckily, you and I love to be under pressure in those situations. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah, no, we're good at that.
That's where we. I wouldn't say thrive, but we don't fail.
Throw us on stage with no script and microphones and say, hey, go fill 5 minutes, and we'll figure it out. It's a very, very unique talent that is tough to come by. But we've done enough of this that we are pretty decent at it. Speaking of Universal Studios too, Jeff, our friends over there are talking about what we're going to do for Halloween Horror Nights this year.
Yeah.
And so we're figuring out when is going to be the best time for us to get out there. So
Right, because we have, there's a couple things going on at the same time.
Opening night is September 2nd. And so September 2nd is the opening night for Halloween Horror Nights. And it was looking like there was going to be, there's a stream that we're doing for Achievement Hunter. I don't want to say anything else other than that. Apparently it may be shifting. I don't know.
But it hasn't been communicated to the audience what we're doing.
Exactly.
So I shouldn't. Yeah, no. I might have spoiled that if we had continued.
That's why I said we're not saying anything.
Thank you for stopping me. Thank you for stopping me.
So that is happening at some point. It's either the 2nd, possibly the 9th, and depending on when that happens, we might be sneaking in a trip out to Florida for the opening of Halloween Horror Nights.
Or missing it by a couple days, but still going.
Yeah, I mean, we're definitely going to go. We're definitely going to go. Whether or not, I think we already said, even if this podcast doesn't exist, we're still going to go every year.
Yeah,
because we had so much fun doing it.
I think so, for sure.
So good.
And this time, Jeff, you think you'll actually stay up till 2 a.m. and close the park down?
No, I don't. But
BK said she would. So,
that's great. That's why she's in the podcast now.
So you can go be an old man.
You'll have a partner in crime and time while I sleep, because my time is.
Why don't you sleep earlier in the day?
Dude, I'm old. Listen, no, you're not. No, you're not. You're not old. You're not old.
I guess I'm 40.
Okay. The difference between 40 and 47 is astronomical on your body.
I would argue more the difference between 40 and 40-something with a kid is astronomical. Yeah. So I imagine you take advantage of sleepy time as much as you can.
As much as I can. Also, I will say, I was going to make one point. You were mentioning that we did that one episode twice. Here's the way I look at it. I was thinking about it the other day. If you love theme parks, and you love roller coaster rides and all this stuff that we cover and talk about each week, then you probably ride rides twice.
True.
So why can't we talk about rides twice?
That's true.
Yeah.
I mean, we got to show off some stuff. Like we talked about some photos and stuff, like the way the ride is assembled and built and stuff. We talked about some cool stuff.
Oh, absolutely.
So I think there's plenty there. But anyway, let us know what you think when you hear the episode tomorrow for first members or on Thursday for public, and I would love to hear your thoughts.
Man, this Disney puzzle is such a nice break from what I have going on at home right now.
Oh, what's your puzzle at home right now?
Well, I have this $1 million puzzle I'm trying to put together.
The QR code puzzle.
Yeah, right? The QR code puzzle. It's like from this company Mischief. And so like if you put it together, then you take a photo of the QR code and then you enter in a code on a website with that photo. And they will tell you, you're guaranteed to win. You could win $1, $10, $100, $1,000, $100,000, or $1 million.
Okay.
Is there a timeline, or is it just like
by 2024?
Okay, so there is a
so
stop.
there's not an immediacy to it. Like you're not trying to be the first one to finish to get the $1 million. It's not a race, which I really appreciate about it. But the frustrating thing about it is they can't give you a photo to go by. So I'm having to put together a 500-piece puzzle of a QR code with no reference. And it's certainly doable, but it is slow and frustrating. It's one of those puzzles where I put together I put 4 pieces in a day, and I'm like, that was a good day.
Sounds like a lotto ticket with extra steps.
I had to take a break. I haven't touched it in 5 days because I got too frustrated by it.
Wow. Which is what you want in a puzzle.
I like it. I like a challenge. I like a challenge. If it was it's maybe what you like. It may not be what one person wants in a puzzle when they're like, I think I'm going to put a puzzle together. But if you've put together 50 puzzles in the last 2 years, it's what you want in a puzzle.
I want to say I bought you a puzzle and just haven't given it to you yet.
I'll take it.
Well, when will you have time?
I'll put it in the pile.
Okay.
I have puzzles are now the de facto gift to give to Jeff. If you don't know what to get him, which is great because that is what to get him. And I put together every puzzle that is given to me. But so I've got a pretty good little pile.
I like that you have a puzzle backlog.
I do, yeah. My mom got me that's the hardest one, is my mom got me a puzzle of the month club, which is awesome. But I haven't had time to start the puzzle, and I'm supposed to send it back. It's you do it and then send it back, and they give you a new one. And I haven't had time to do it yet because of this stupid $1 million puzzle. But then I'm gonna have $1 million, so.
True. Hey, if you win $1 million, can I have 10K? That'd be okay? Just 10,000?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Yeah,
Thank you. I appreciate that. That'd be nice.
Well, going back to our questions.
Please.
We have Ariel Ortiz over on the site saying there are so many epic overlays here at Disneyland. One that you might not know of, but it's my favorite of all time, is the Halloween Space Mountain overlay, Ghost Galaxy. It's scary, the space ghost chasing you is horrifying, and it's so immersive with the images and the music, and there's jump scares. I can't wait for its return this season after it's skipping last year because of COVID. Pro tip, if you ever go on it, request the front car. Everything is played onto the front perfectly. And to answer your question, I would love to see a new story for Indiana Jones. Maybe a continuation of new things to tempt you instead of wealth, fountain of youth, seeing the future, etc.
Nice.
I saw an ad for it would have either been on Paramount or Peacock, because that's where I've been watching TV lately, for a new season of a show that I'd never heard of that looked like an Indiana Jones TV show. It was like something and something, and it was this like group of like, it looked like a cross between Tomb Raider and Indiana Jones.
Okay.
Like, it looked high budget. What was it called?
It wasn't the new National Treasure series, was it?
Is that what it is? What's that
Well,
called?
there's a Disney Plus National Treasure series. It doesn't have
No.
Nicolas Cage, but it's like
No, I don't
apparently
think so.
continuing the thing. I imagine Nicolas Cage will have a cameo in it. But
I don't think so. I've been watching Detroiters and Beavis and Butthead.
have you watched The Bear? That seems,
Yeah.
that seems
Yeah.
like a show that you would
Yeah,
love.
I've seen every episode.
Okay, yeah, I figured that was something.
Phenomenal.
That's what I hear.
Yeah. Have you seen it?
Not yet.
No,
It
dude,
keeps-
it's
it keeps
so
popping
good.
up on Hulu every time I open it. I'm like, I need to watch that.
It's one of those like rarely good shows.
Yeah.
Yeah. And the dude in it's the guy from Shameless. I don't know anything about him, but apparently my girlfriend and my daughter are in love with him. He's really, really good. Really, and he's pretty cute too. I gotta admit, he's pretty good looking.
Let's see, we also got from Murphy the Ginger. Good answer to your question. I would love to see a sequel overlay to Fast and the Furious Supercharged where the ride is actually fun.
You know what Fast and Furious Supercharged right now is, I don't know if they're taking it down for Halloween Horror Nights, but I think the weekend's, the weekend haunted house is in the queue of Fast and the Furious. Like it's literally like weaved through the queue of Fast and the Furious. And so I don't know if they're gonna like take it where you go into like the street section or anything along those lines, but that'd be kind of cool if they did that. I don't know if, again, don't know how it's gonna work, but
Is that common? Do they like take down rides if it like plays into a haunted house or something?
they have forever ago at Islands of Adventure. They had a haunted house. I want to say 2005. They had a haunted house that went through Poseidon's Fury, which is the one that has like
The ride that's never been open.
Yeah,
It's been closed every time we've gone.
It's open now. They brought it back, so it is open now. But yeah, they have done stuff where you walk through that in like as part of the haunted house. So I imagine, I don't know for sure, but I imagine that attraction was shut down during that time.
Not a bad one to shut down.
Sorry?
For this year.
Yeah. I mean, Fast and Furious, like, oh, I don't know if anyone's crying about that. Although apparently they're doing team member tests of the Mummy. So it is almost back up and running.
That was one of the news items I had. Was,
Yeah.
Team member preview took place today. Today being, I think it was like 3 or 4 days ago.
Yeah.
For Revenge of the Mummy. The plastic cover has been taken off the windows. In between 11 a.m. to 5 p.m., Universal held an exclusive preview for team members. Comments online from the lucky team members who got to ride today appear to be overwhelmingly positive, which is great to hear.
Yeah, well, it sounds like, I mean, they didn't do anything too severe with the attraction. Also, for those of you curious and worried, apparently Brendan Fraser is back. They didn't get rid of Brendan Fraser and the whole coffee thing. That's still part of the attraction. And what they did, apparently, during the downtime for this, massive downtime, was they completely redid the control tower. So like everything, like the booth that monitors the whole attraction,
okay.
They basically dismantled it and rebuilt it because that thing was built 20 years ago and now they have newer technologies. They're able to be safer with things. I mean, nothing significant has really happened at that attraction as far as like safety-wise go. But yeah, so now they've redone it and now it's going to be better for the team members and safer in general for whomever.
All right. I got two more for this question from Axeman12 on the RT site. I would love for them to give us an alternative version of Smuggler's Run. Star Wars is filled with so many iconic space battles. It would be so cool for them to change the video and have us flying the Falcon in them. For instance, I would love to be flying the Falcon during Episode 4's Death Star run. We could be piloting through TIE fighters, trying to get to look to shoot Vader off his tail. But also, who knows? This may already exist since the ride creator said there's lots of Easter egg things riders haven't discovered yet.
Yeah, that's one of the things that is really cool about Smuggler's Run is the fact that it's a video game. Like the whole attraction is just straight up a video game, and they can swap out the stuff, and like the attraction itself will react to the controller. So like, you know, if the pilot is whipping left, the whole thing will tilt, and it, like whoever is piloting will actually control the tilt and yaw and pitch and roll of the attraction. So you could just throw in a different different movie or a different game, you know, and do it. So I would love to see something like that. That seems like an absolute no-brainer.
That'd be cool. And then from a dead fish over on the RT site, if/when Marvel works Venom into the MCU proper, I want to see a Venomized overlay of the Web, the WEB, and the Web Slingers ride retooled for something a little more villainous. Maybe work it into like a villain takeover vibe of Oogie Boogie's Halloween Bash to like complement Monsters After Dark. That'd be cool.
That would be cool. Yeah, that is one attraction I have yet to ride. So I need to get out there. And actually, a friend of mine, she worked on it. So I should probably go check it out.
Well, of those, which one do you want to choose to win a park map?
All right, so real quick, run over the ones that some of the answers real quick.
We had people being terrified, just like BK on the Tower of Terror. We had Muppets 3D. We had a People Mover reskin. We had the Space Mountain Ghost Galaxy reskin. We had Fast and the Furious being actually fun. We had Smuggler's Run revamp, and we had a Venom MC revamp.
Let's go with the Smuggler's Run one. I like that one a lot. I think that's a clever. That's the one that I see being the most feasible, happening sooner rather than later.
All right, congrats, Axeman.
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 We will reach out to you, get a hold of your information, and reach out to you, and I'll mail you a theme park map very soon. Speaking of which, did you add the names of the people who won the last one?
I did.
You did?
I have it in an Excel spreadsheet. I can share with you.
Yeah. I need to add those and make sure those get sent out.
That's some good producing, Ben.
I try to do that, and I try to make it to theme parks without Jack as much as I can.
You jerks.
BK's out there right now.
I know.
Be, riding rides, having a
You
blast.
know who didn't go to a theme park without you? This guy.
Yeah, well.
I tried.
I'm gonna text BK, see if she's at a park right now.
I tried real hard.
Let's see here. We got the next episode, the Texas Giant,
Oh yeah.
asking what people's favorite wooden coasters are.
Yes,
I don't
that's
know
a
if I was
fun
in
one.
that one.
That one I don't think you were. I think that was just me and BK.
Yeah.
Do you have a favorite wooden coaster, Jeff?
You know I don't.
Why not?
The Rattler.
The Rattler is actually an iron Rattler now, but
Yeah.
formerly it
the
was.
original Rattler.
Yeah. So you rode that back in the day. Did you ride it when it was still like would destroy your spine?
Oh, who can remember?
You're just full of energy. I love it. Well, this is just Jeff's puzzle time. I'm sorry, we're interrupting Jeff's puzzle time over here.
Dude, I'm having a blast. I don't know what you're talking about.
How's it
I'm
looking?
I'm puzzling on easy mode right now.
How's the railway looking?
You know what? In the way that puzzling typically goes, if you're an intense puzzler like I am, you make a plan of action and then you go to execute it and realize that you don't feel like doing that and you just move on to something else.
Nice.
I'm now I got really into whatever this is.
The pink, is that, I don't know.
What is this guy?
Is it the Carousel of Progress, maybe?
Probably, and then what's that under it?
That I think is
It's the chair that it sits on, Space Mountain. Yeah, I got kind of enamored by that, and then so I started going in that direction. The thing with puzzles is you have to go where they lead you. The pieces speak to you.
Take us there, Skitch.
Jeff, you know, for every theme park puzzle you finish, if you take a photo of it and send it to Jack, he'll send you $1, $10, $100, $1,000.
He's gonna go broke very quickly.
It'll mostly be $1. That's what it'll be.
So answering wooden coaster stuff, we have Cost Solo over on YouTube. Once again, getting an explanation of what G's are.
Oh no.
Oh, okay, let's do it.
All right, what is it this time? Let's see if we can dumb it down for us.
Negative G's are when you're going over the hill and you're getting air time. You feel less weight, forces are pulling you up. Positive G's are going down a hill and you feel heavy at the bottom because forces are pushing you down.
Okay.
This is already too much math for me.
Positive G's are like when a dude's like, "Hey, homie, you got this."
Yeah.
Yeah.
How long you been storing that one?
just came to me in the moment.
I wrote my essay in Colorado.
We got a Rensler over on YouTube saying, if I'm going sentimental, the Comet at Hershey Park is mine. It's 76 years old and still amazing.
Wow.
It was my first coaster as well, so I always go every time I use my season pass to go up to Hershey. As for newer experiences, the Invader at Busch Gardens Williamsburg makes the first drop makes me extremely giddy.
Wow. We've had a lot of love for
Theme parks?
Busch Gardens in Williamsburg. A lot of people have been like, hey, you should check out this park. And yes, we want to.
Colonial Williamsburg?
Once Jeff wins his $1 million puzzle, then we will travel all over the planet, going to various theme parks.
Wow.
So if you're curious, just bug Jeff. Be like, hey, finish your puzzle.
Dude, I gotta.
With $1 million, and then
Rooster Teeth has been taking me away from my puzzle time a lot lately.
hey, I made my Japanual pass pitch at RTX. I haven't heard anything back from it yet.
That was a great pitch, by the way.
I'll follow up with that.
Okay. Ask how it went. Ask if they're buying into it. This is a very tall Lego.
Do you need to like block off time in your schedule, Jeff? We can like film an episode of Annual Pass and then 3 hours for puzzling.
Good Lord, yeah, I should. I'm in 3 podcasts a week that somehow results in like 9 recordings a week. I don't know how. It's crazy. But we've also been doing a lot of extra F-face stuff lately, so maybe that's what it is.
Obviously, you just got to get puzzles somehow pulled into F-Face. I don't know how'd you do, but
That's a great idea.
yeah. Let's see here from Keith Hopkins over on YouTube. Apparently, we talked about it, right? Son of Beast.
Yes,
Yeah,
Son
yeah.
of Beast.
The Son of Beast is no more.
I heard that. Yeah, I saw that. So we mentioned Son of Beast is apparently was the largest wooden coaster, or it took over from Texas Giants.
It's a great name.
A lot of comments saying it was problematic, apparently.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like its brand of humor is not funny anymore in 2022?
It had a manifesto, and
Yeah, a lot of Easter eggs on that ride. But Keith then went on to say, my personal favorite wooden coaster is Twister at, I'm going to butcher this, Nobels? Nobbles?
Oh, Nobbles, yeah.
Nobbles?
A Nobu? That's a great
Nobu.
restaurant. Yeah.
Isn't that one of the Star Wars rides? In Ellisburg, Pennsylvania. It's a recreation of the original Mr. Twister at Denver's Elitch Gardens. Some of these words have to be made
Elitch
up.
Gardens.
Elitch Gardens. Mr. Twister was my favorite roller coaster, and it was furious. Sadly, the original was torn down when Elitch Gardens moved to their current location.
So Elitch Gardens is where the Meow Wolf attraction is.
Oh,
out in Colorado. So that's another one I would like to check out someday.
For sure.
we gotta make it up. What is it? Dallas has a Meow Wolf installation?
Yeah, and Houston.
Dallas and Houston, yeah. Well,
make a right
Austin
there.
for some reason, I don't know what happened to Austin. That they just
They
skipped
probably
right-
couldn't afford the rent.
That's true.
Yeah.
Or they're like, there's too much cool stuff in Austin already. We gotta fill in the rest of the cities in Texas.
That's actually nice of them.
Yeah.
Over on the RT site, KGLO 1814, a coaster I've actually ridden, their favorite wooden coaster is the Timberwolf at Worlds of Fun, Kansas City, Missouri.
Oh.
It terrified me as a small child. I always chickened out the last second before getting on. Thankfully, I finally rode it when I was a young teenager because sadly, 1 year later, it was torn down.
That was Worlds of Fun was our friend Kevin from Defunctland. That was his park growing up.
It's a good like Missouri staple. As a fellow Missouri boy, growing up there, that was like the one theme park I would go to all the time.
Yeah, that was your jam.
Well, there's Worlds of Fun and there's Oceans of Fun. Oceans of Fun is a water park. Worlds of Fun is a like roller coaster park. And then there was a part of the park, if I remember correctly, where like it combined the two parks.
Ooh.
So you'd have like you'd have roller coaster water rides. It's cool.
That does sound cool. Oh, I went to Schlitterbahn.
How was it?
It was good. It was good.
What day did you go? You went on Sunday.
I went on Sunday, 2 weeks ago.
What time did you get there?
We got there kind of late. We got there like maybe around noonish.
What time did they open?
I think 10.
How crowded was it?
Not as bad as I would have thought.
Really?
It was still pretty crowded, but like we ended up skipping out on Master Blaster because that wait was some crazy number. But we went on Black Knight, which is in the same tower as Master Blaster, and we waited maybe 10 minutes. It was great.
I have a suspicion that maybe those places aren't as full as you would think because it's too hot for water parks.
Yeah, it was pretty brutal.
I had like my vasectomy a little over a month ago now, and so I wasn't allowed to ride my bike for a month, and that was very hard for me because it's my only form of exercise, and I was riding my bike like 6 days a week, 20, I'm down to about 20 miles now because I'm getting old. But so I finally, as you're counting down the days, I finally, like 5 days ago, was able to ride my bike for the first time. And when I walked outside to the backyard to go to my shed to get my bike, and I was right back inside. I said, never mind. There's no point.
Yeah.
And I can't find a time of the day that's, so I've been able to ride my bike for a week. I'm not doing it.
So Katie and I have actually done some walking around Town Lake at about 7:30, right? Like about an hour before it gets dark.
Yeah.
And you can usually make that the 5K loop in about an hour and 10, hour 15 if you're taking it slow. And so about 7:30, you get out there, it's dark by the time you're done.
I've been walking in my neighborhood because it's just easier. and get in a car.
You want to say which neighborhood that is? Like where exactly? Like what roads?
I mean, yeah, I can say your address. Camera if you want.
Have you been in my? I don't know if you've been in my house.
I haven't.
Yeah. So, good luck with that.
So I've been trying to get back into running again, just like Jack. But my experience has been getting up super early in the morning, stepping outside for about 5 minutes, and going, nah, I'm good to be lazy for another 2 or 3 months.
Yeah.
Head right back inside. It's too hot to do anything.
It is pretty. I usually am able to fight through it, and it may just be because I took that month off, and then I just didn't have it in me to start back up again when it's brutally hot. But it has been just a depressingly hot, stagnant summer.
Cos Solo in chat just said that the Meow Wolf ride Kaleidoscape is an all right dark ride. You get a blaster to shoot things through the dark ride.
That's great.
So we definitely have to make it up to like Meow Wolf.
That sounds
installations. That'd be cool. We also got the infamous Tog over on the RT site commenting on this episode. We have, I grew up riding the Georgia Cyclone. It was the oldest coaster in the park along with the American Scream Machine. They remade the Cyclone recently, some years ago, and made it all metal. It is much smoother than it was, and I believe it's a different coaster now. I really do miss the old one.
American Scream Machine is a great name.
It's a good band.
Great name for a band, yeah. A great name for like a straight edge hardcore band.
I like that one. Mark that one as a possible winner right there.
Yeah.
All right.
I agree.
Ham Slice 26 says, my favorite wooden coaster goes to Lightning Racers at Hershey Park. It is a more modern wooden coaster, so it doesn't throw you around as much as those old wooden coasters, and it has a smoother ride to it. Also, it is a head-to-head coaster that once you get towards the end of the queue, before getting on the ride, you decide if you want to get on a Lightning Red or Thunder Green, and the coasters race each other with flashing lights blinking with the color of the winner after crossing the finish line.
Nice. Let's go ahead and mark Ham Slice as a winner as well just for that name.
To beat the Ham
We got
Slice,
plenty of autographed theme park maps, so I'm gonna hook up a few people today.
That's here. We have my from Corset Cosplay. My fave wooden coaster is either Wild Beast or Great Canadian Mindbuster, both at Canada's Wonderland. They're rickety as hell, and I always feel like my brain is rattled out of my head.
I wonder if Wild Beast is like a distant relative to Son of Beast. Like maybe Beast and Wild Beast were brothers or cousins, and then so it's like
And they got into a fight.
How does
maybe Wild Beast is Son of Beast's uncle.
how does Mr. Beast fit in all this?
That's selling hamburgers, right?
The Mindbuster track goes through the water park section of the park, so sometimes you get dripped on, which is refreshing in a 40+ Celsius day. Yeah,
What, is that even a real thing? 40 Celsius? I don't get it.
made up words.
Yeah.
Gotten a lot of made up words.
What's
I
that
gotta
in
fact
freedom
check these
units?
better.
Please.
And then final for this episode from Mitchell Smith 8812. My favorite wooden coaster is The Beast, located in Kings Island. The ride is brutal and even more so at night. You'll never have more fun getting beat up unless you're into that kind of thing. Son of Beast doesn't exist anymore. It had a lot of issues with giving people whiplash and wood splinter injuries. I wonder though if you guys could do the ride in VR.
Oh.
Probably. I know a lot of people have done that. They've like recreated old attractions in VR. I wonder how many like roller coasters have been shot in those 360 cameras where they can do like where you can look around.
Oh yeah.
Man, we did some VR stuff for Achievement Hunter, and for the first time I did like usually when you do VR stuff, the way to move around is by doing it's like where it launches you. It's like you teleport to spots. It was the first time ever I played a game where we had like a controller and I was able to go forward and just like move my character forward. I almost fell over so many times. Like it's so hard to get your brain to wrap around that. Where it's like, oh no, you're moving, but you're not actually moving. And yeah, I almost ate it a number of times while doing that.
Well, I'm glad you didn't.
Yeah. Well, we were filming the whole time, so if I did, it would have been hilarious.
Well, there's nothing funny about people getting hurt, Jack.
Tell Johnny Knoxville and Jeff Tremaine and all the movies they've made based off people getting hurt.
Oh my God.
Still haven't seen the new Jackass yet. We were supposed to see it together. Did
We
you watch
were.
it?
I did.
Is it good?
Yeah, it's good. I think actually the what was it called? Jackass Forever? I think the 4.5 or whatever was maybe better.
We watched that. Katie and I watched that. We haven't seen the actual movie yet, but
Yeah, I thought that was pretty good.
the 4.5 is like the making of and some like deleted stuff.
Dude, I'll tell you what I watched last night. Or I watched the first half of. I need to finish it.
Thank you.
There is a Netflix docuseries on Woodstock '99.
Oh yeah, the burning of Woodstock or something.
It's called Trainwreck. Woodstock 99. Oh my! That's maybe the most fascinating documentary I have seen in years.
I just remember watching Green Day play and like Billy Joe was just strumming, and they just started throwing mud, and he just kept playing, and like someone hit his hand, and he just played through it, and it was just like, what is happening? This place is just absolute chaos. That's the one that ended like burning down and shit, right?
It ended in a lot of terrible things. It's fascinating, but it's also horrible. I'm glad it was. I was like, that was not my scene at that period in my time. I was trying to figure out. I was in Austin. I would have been 24, and I was just not my kind of music at the time, and so I was just ignorant of it. I didn't really pay attention to it, and I had no idea. I remember there being something about water being hard to get, and people having to pay it, like being pissed off they couldn't get water. But I had no idea all the stuff that was going on and what a colossal nightmare it was.
Wow.
For everybody involved. You should watch it. It's really, really interesting.
I will check that out.
So you want to say Ham Slice 26 and the infamous Tog are our two winners?
I think so. I think Ham Slice just due to the fact that is an amazing username, and Tog had an actual good response too. I mean, they're all good responses, but I think those are our winners right there for that one. Congratulations, you guys. We will reach out to you and get you some autographed theme park maps pretty soon. Two of those guys.
It's looking good, Jack. How much further you got? What number are you on?
This is bag 4, and there's at least 11 bags, and it's done in 2 halves. So I think I'm pretty close to finishing the first half here, which I might. What time? We got another hour. I might be able to do the second half, or not the second half. The second might finish this half. That's what I'm saying.
For context sake, this is our 3rd live stream, and you're on step 118 of.
Yes.
What's the final number?
Well, this is the first book. There's another book I have. So once we get through that, then we'll get some numbers going. Okay.
You know what they say, Rome wasn't built in a day.
2 days.
Well, we also have the Schlitterbahn episode that we did.
That was a fun one.
Where you asked, what does an annual pass swimsuit look like?
Oh, yeah.
Stephen Reed over on YouTube just commented, finally, the annual pass beach episode.
I will say Gail Fox was so excited to do Schlitterbahn because I kind of gave her free reign to go nuts with the thumbnail.
Yeah.
And she made this amazing, I guess, One Piece style thumbnail thing.
She did both like an anime style beach episode. It's a common trope in anime of like having a beach episode where all the characters go to a beach or water oriented place together. So the thumbnail for that was amazing. But Gail Fox went a step further with the question and actually drew fan art of what an annual pass swimsuit would look like.
Yeah.
Actually, Brian has that footage or that image. For
You got the thumbnail? Look at that.
That's amazing.
Look at those swim trunks are great. I would rock those.
Yeah. I'd rock the one piece. Like either of those.
Jeff, I could see you in the bikini. I like the little side
too.
flares. Those are awesome.
They would shimmy when I walk.
Yeah, you look great. Yeah, man. Again, if we had, if you just reach out to your closest 15,000 friends or so and let them know about Annual Pass, and we'll be able to make cool stuff like that. So someday. All right, let's see here. So 5. Let me see how many. Oh, I got to do the coaster sign for this one. That's fun.
Does it now? This is a dumb question because I know the answer will be yes, but it'll be a functioning?
Yeah. So they actually have like a mechanics thing. All right, so I'm on the last step of this half. They actually have like a little box you can buy and like power it, and it just automates it, and it'll just go nonstop until the batteries die.
That's awesome.
And I have that somewhere, but I bought this thing legit like 4 years ago, so I don't know where everything is anymore.
I feel like there's gotta be like crossover for like a cool like Hot Wheels Lego roller coaster set where you just get like a coaster Hot Wheels kind of style thing you put on the track and it just like shoots it around.
Yeah, I can see that. Like doing like a little U-shaped track and making one. But well, okay. Before I start working on the next portion of my my Lego here, I want to show off an awesome thing that I received. So let me move this out of the way real fast. Doing like that so you can see it. So I received a box. It was I collect shoes now. That's my thing. And so I got a box. It was an Adidas box, like one of the ones they ship stuff because I know I've got them. I'm like, oh. That's cool. Someone must have used an Adidas box to send us something. And then I opened it, and inside there was an Adidas shoe box, and I was like, "That's cool." I guess they put some, some stuff inside of an Adidas shoe box. Got a letter here. It says it is typed, which is awesome, to Annual Pass. Dear Jack, Jeff, BK, and producer Ben, greetings from Oregon. My name is Mitch, And I have been an Achievement Hunter and Annual Pass fan since the start of each. While I have not been able to attend any of your events or RTX, I still wanted to show my appreciation in my own way. Enclosed, you will find the first ever Adidas Cross Annual Pass Jack Smith totally unlicensed Please Don't Sue edition sneakers in Jack's size. Please feel free to wear these or use them as set design. They're a gift. And yours to do with as you wish. If anyone else on the podcast would also like a pair, please let me know your shoe size and any customization you might want, like different colored base shoe or base color, etc. Thank you all for an amazing, lighthearted show every week that never fails to make my day better. Here's hoping you're able to do more and more travel as time goes on, including #Japanual Pass. Also, if you're able to make it out to Oregon, come check out Enchanted Forest and Oaks Amusement Park. All the best, Mitch Earnshaw. And they are at Mitch Earnshaw on Twitter, Instagram, and they also wrote this on an early 70s typewriter that he restored. And also, PPS Jack, try to find the hidden Mickey in the package. So they also put a hidden Mickey somewhere on the package, which is great. But I want to show these things off. These are absolutely incredible. So check these out. They are Annual Pass sneakers. These are Stan Smiths, which is like a very classic Adidas like design like that. Those are beautiful, and it's all hand painted.
That's about the coolest thing I've seen.
Yeah, and I'm like, I want to wear these, but I don't want to wear these.
Don't wear them. Don't wear them.
BK, I showed them to BK before, and she's like, you need to wear them to take some photos, and then never wear them.
Yeah.
Like,
That's
okay,
good call.
I'll do that.
Call. Yeah,
I'll do that. Like, we'll take some photos. Like maybe the next time we do a merch shoot, I'll wear them for the merch shoot, and then we'll put them on a site or put them on the like on the set somewhere. So these are absolutely incredible, and thank you so much, Mitch. These are just gorgeous, and
yeah, Mitch, that is really
super,
phenomenal
super
work.
cool. And also, I think I may have found the hidden Mickey. If you pan up, look at that little hidden Mickey in there. That's adorable. So that is like the coolest thing ever. So thank you very much, Mitch. I can't express how cool this is. As someone who's like suddenly found something cool that I really enjoy now, like being cool shoes. These are awesome, and thank you so much.
Those are 101, dude.
And these are really nice shoes. Like Stan Smiths are good shoes. I have Stan Smiths,
and they look. It looks professionally painted.
Yeah.
Like if you would have told me that was like a low production run that Adidas made, and I would have believed you.
Yeah. So thank you again, very, very much for that. Well, and we will absolutely keep these on the set somewhere. So thank you very, very much.
Now, if you had to wear those on one theme park ride,
well, you got to go where
would you ride them?
You got to go where Mitch says.
Not, we'd have to go to Oregon with them. I certainly would not wear them on any water rides because I do not want to. God, they're so clean. Like,
so this is one of the rare instances where somebody mentions like a regional theme park that they love that I have been to.
I've been there too.
Yeah, I've been to Sherwood Forest many times. When I lived in Oregon as a child, that was where we would go. There was a. I remember very specifically that I was obsessed with it. There was like a Alice in Wonderland keyhole that you could crawl through that got smaller and smaller. Yeah. I went there all the time as a kid, and then I went to visit a couple years ago. This is probably 10 years ago now, and I took Millie when she was like 5 or 6.
Okay.
And so I got to go there as a kid and go there as a parent.
Oh, wow.
And it is an
Pretty cool.
incredibly charming, lovely little place. And it's more designed towards small kids for sure, but
they have
it
a lot
is
of
really
like
charming.
mini little almost like sled coasters. I don't really know how else to describe them, but it's just like those like little rolling metal like bar things that you just like put a cart on and push it. It's a cool, neat little like area though.
Yeah.
I'm looking at their website right now. They have like a big timber log ride. They have an ice mountain bobsled roller coaster. Something called the Challenge of Mondor, which sounds great. Bumper cars, a haunted house, a carousel. It's almost like it's like a weird mix of like a carnival meets a little like theme park kind of snuck away in the corner of Oregon.
And everything, because I had when you visit something as a kid, it imprints a memory. And I remembered it in a certain way, and then going as an adult, it was exactly as I remembered it. So it was like, what's that?
Core memories unlocked.
Yeah, it was cool. It was like taking a step back in time. It was really, I highly recommend anybody who lives in and around Oregon, Central Oregon, to check it out.
It really does feel like you step into a like old like European village like fairy tale. I don't know how to describe it.
Yeah.
But
it's just charming.
Yeah, very charming. Quaint.
That's cool. So that's a theme park you've been to that I have not been to.
Yeah.
I would like to. I haven't spent much time in Oregon in general.
Beautiful.
I think I've stopped through. I think I was in Portland on a flight sometime or something.
So what I remember Oregon wasn't hot.
Yeah.
I have been,
Oregon has been I have been drawn to Oregon through circumstance my entire life. Living there as a kid, then my ex-wife's family, she's from there and her family's all still up there. And then my girlfriend's family just moved from there and they lived up there. So I was just like, there's always been reasons to go to Portland or Central Oregon. I would live there someday if that were a place I lived.
Yeah, if we could do everything remotely.
Yeah. I just don't know what it would take for me to leave Austin.
There's something I do really like about like the Pacific Northwest. A lot of greenery, a lot less heat.
A lot of seasonal depression, though.
Well, you know what? I think I've heard of like a Texas seasonal depression now, where it's so hot that you can't do anything.
I'm in it. Yeah. No,
I
for
think
sure.
I'm kind of feeling that funk right now, where it's just like literally, it's like I don't want to go outside.
Even
How many
that
things can I
year,
do inside,
Yeah.
for sure.
even that year that we had like 72 days over 100, that was like 2011.
Yeah.
That was so brutal that everybody talks about. I know that was probably mathematically worse, but something about this year feels like I don't know what it is. Maybe it's my age, maybe I'm just slowing down, but it has been just so hard.
The best way I can describe it is the heat feels heavier.
Yeah.
Like it just, you walk outside and it's like a gravity chamber weighing down on you. And then Jack runs 5 miles in it, but.
And then I pass out.
Going back to the swimsuit episode, we have Smalls925 on the RT site. To keep it pretty simple, I think the bathing suit should just be the logo stripes all around, and then an A on the left butt cheek and a P on the right butt cheek. You can maybe throw the castle part on the front of the logo. Snipper16 says, this episode made me want to go to my local water park and just ride the lazy river tube ride there. It's been years since I've been.
There is a lazy river at Schlitterbahn that's like this wave lazy river, and it's like the coolest thing ever.
It is.
Everyone fights for a tube. Then once you get a tube, you just hold on to it, and it's like
You stay in that thing all day.
yeah, and they're a blast.
Nuka Gaming said, I was thinking it should have a churro/hot dog pocket, but that might get you kicked out of the water park.
Maybe it's like a waterproof churro pocket. Yeah.
That's smart. Dude, that's invention stuff. I have a F-face invention I'm working on. I'm in the process of developing fruit gloves, which are like, think of like Swiss Army knife, but for fruit and gloves.
Obviously.
Yeah. And,
Okay.
I was just at Target sourcing materials right before I got here. It's going pretty well. Pretty exciting.
Nice.
Back in the invention mode.
I've just started listening to your podcast, and I'm still getting a feel for what it's about. And the best way I can describe it to anybody is it's just like the sketch from Scrubs where the janitor pulls out random objects, like knife wrench or
Knife
drill
wrench.
fork, and then you just pitch it to other people. That's all I know about your show.
Gavin described it. He coined what the show is about in about episode 70, I want to say, which is deep lore about nothing. That's what we
Yeah.
decided to officially refer to it as.
Your Seinfeld podcast.
Yeah. Yeah, really. I mean, it is a podcast about nothing.
And then final comment on that question from Odin's Keepers. The annual pass swimsuit suit should be mostly a single color with the logo on the side. But the big thing is it has a waterproof fanny pack attached to hold your valuables that you don't have to leave anywhere.
That's great.
I like it.
I agree.
All right, which winner you want to choose?
How many did you have there? How many things do you?
I got 5 kind of core ones here.
5 core ones?
Yeah, we got the AP on left and right butt cheek swimsuit.
Okay.
We have the churro hot dog pocket swimsuit. We have the fanny pack swimsuit. Those are the top 3. And then we have the comment about annual pass beach episode, and we have the comment about riding a lazy river tube all day.
How about all 3 of the ones who submitted ideas? We'll give them theme park.
All right.
Does that include
Autograph things.
Does that include the churro?
Yeah. That was one of them.
Because that's useful. That one speaks to me.
Stay tuned to annual pass ancillary content where we put Jeff on a lazy river with churros and see how many he can eat.
Or we just like resupply you. It's like a pit stop. Like we're like staying on the side with churros. Here he comes.
Oh.
I like it. I like it a lot.
Otherwise known as how fast can we get kicked out of Schlitterbahn?
Yeah. I don't know. There's Schlitterbahn is definitely, especially right now. It's toward the end of the season.
Yeah.
And it's like they do not care anymore. It's like it's very much the 16-year-olds who work the ride. They're like, whatever, keep going. Who cares?
Well, you and I went like at the very last day of last season, and there was like you can spend $60 on a day pass, or if you spend like $80, you get a whole season pass for free.
Yeah, yeah.
And so I'm just kind of like waiting for the last day to go and see if they have that deal again, and just renew for next year.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you can also renew like year to year. So like Katie and I, we bought last season and we had this season for free, and you can add on next season now for like $40 or something.
Easy.
It's wild. So this is cool. I'm actually building the coaster sign right now. You all right, Jeff? You
I'm great, man.
take a nappy nap over there?
I'm just always tired. I'm old.
How's the train looking?
I still haven't touched it. I've been working on other stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I hit a train wall, and I haven't wanted to break through it. I'm finding pieces for it. But
I will say,
I'll get back to it.
it kind of drives me a little batty that you don't like sort the pieces in any way. You just have them all in a box, and you're just kind of digging through the box. Like,
oh, Jack.
The logical me is like, what is going on here? And
I
it
have
hurts.
I have a whole system at home. I have a stackable puzzle trays where you separate by color and shape.
So this is just
I'm just not doing that here. Yeah, this is just
okay. That makes me feel a little bit better. I've got some of those little trays too. They're the ones they shape like puzzle pieces. Yeah, I've got those. This is good. So again, thank you very much everyone for watching our live stream right now. We really do appreciate all of the support and love. Make sure to let your friends know about Annual Pass. This is a show that we're having a lot of fun doing, and we want to keep doing it. So please, if you've got anyone that you think might be interested in like the history of theme park stuff or just theme park banter in general, let them know about Annual Pass, because we want to get as many people listening to this show as absolutely possible. Check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/annualpass. We've got some short form stuff up there right now. We're working on some stuff that we've shot in the theme parks. We're getting that cut currently, finally, and hopefully that'll be up pretty soon. So yeah, so check all that stuff out. Go ahead and subscribe now so you can hear about it when it all comes out. So.
You want to talk about some of the Halloween merch that we haven't announced yet that we got permission?
Yeah, do we have the images?
We do have the images.
Yeah, so we actually have. I'm really excited for this. We have some Halloween themed merchandise coming very, very soon. And I sort of soft pitched an idea, and immediately Tony and Josh, who work on the show.
These are the two that I have, but I think I know the one you're talking about.
Oh, okay, those are the ones we're allowed to show. Okay. Well, anyway, I soft pitched some ideas to them, and they ran with it. And I think the initial thing they sent me that kind of got me in the headspace for like haunted, Annual Pass stuff was this awesome image. We have a pin coming and a shirt coming soon. We can show that now on the stream, and you can kind of get an idea of what the thinking is behind that. Do we have it? Brian's working on it.
It's coming together. It's coming together.
It's coming together.
I do really like this. Yeah, I like this shirt a lot.
There we go. Look at that. I survived the Annual Pass podcast. I love that style, that spooky style of font right there. It is pretty great, and that's very, very awesome. And so yeah, so they sent us that. I'm like, this is great. And then I was like, oh, I've got an idea for another thing. And they were like, holy crap, let's do that one too. So we got another thing also coming as well that we'll show off pretty soon. Also, those of you over on our Discord server might know that we have an Annual Pass, This Is My Theme Park shirt, Annual Pass shirt. I went to the merchandise area of our Discord and was like, hey, we have the shirt idea. What do you guys think? And you guys help come up with some ideas for it, colorways and stuff. And that is coming soon. So that is in production right now, I've been told. So that is happening. I don't know when it'll be in the store, but we will have that soon. So we have a This Is My Theme Park shirt. Because I don't know about you, but when I go to theme parks, I literally have a shirt that I wear every time I go to theme parks. Like it's my theme park shirt. And so yeah, I was like, let's make the official theme park shirt. And
makes sense.
Yeah, so that'll be coming very, very soon as well. All right, I need to keep working on this here and get it done.
Get it done.
So what do you guys think about the new shirts?
Are you talking to me or the audience?
The audience. Let's see here. That goes off the end. So what else we got, Ben? What other theme park news do we have? Do we have anything cool coming up, or?
Do you want news? We can go to news for a little bit, or we can
do whatever.
We can do the last Legoland episode if you want to go.
Let's do the Legoland episode. Oh, fun fact. The Legoland episode, Jeff. Do you remember the attraction we talked about on the Legoland episode?
I do. Yes.
It was the dragon.
Yeah.
Remember that we rode the dragon? This past week, the dragon coaster actually got into an accident.
Oh, no. Are you serious?
Yeah. Apparently, one of the trains stopped and another one collided with the back. There were no fatalities. I think there was one person that had to go to the hospital, but I think everyone else was like shaken up by it.
Legos.
How does that happen?
I don't know. Yeah, just scattered about.
A lot of people hurt their feet.
So yeah, so that's pretty wild. It's like, what are the odds of that? It's like the achievement hunter curse strikes again.
Good Lord.
God, actually, what's funny about that episode though that a lot of people commented on
was that
Connor Brazeau just put. They're gonna have some of what most of I think a lot of the comments were in this episode was, who's gonna tell Jack that they speak Danish in Denmark and not Dutch?
Yeah, a lot of people.
Dutch is from the Netherlands.
Dutch is Netherlands, not Danish. My bad.
They loved your attempt at the accent though, Jeff.
Oh, I'm pretty sure I nailed it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Great. We also got someone asking if they should have gotten Armando from Funhouse on this one. He used to be a master builder after all. Would love to get I think we can do an interview with him at some point.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's from William Bussman.
Yeah, and he's a big fan of the show. You saw him. You saw him out in California.
God, that was so much fun just to be running around a theme park with Armando at 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Why were you running around a theme park with Armando at 2 a.m?
Oh yeah, you were here last live stream, huh?
No.
Long story short, me and Armando were at VidCon doing some live podcast stuff. And long story short, someone was able to talk us into a Spotify after party at 2 a.m.
Yeah, okay.
That happened at Disney. So we ended up riding the Incredicoaster at 2 a.m. Armando snuck on a YouTube subscribe button to the ride, so the ride photo of him is just holding up a subscribe button on the ride. Got him a shout out annual pass. It was great. Biggest fan of the show. But yeah, it was fun. It was good.
That's cool.
He had a really good time. I think he was just enjoyed running around doing theme parks.
There's something about being in theme parks at times you're not normally supposed to be in theme parks. That is just cool. That's one of my favorite parts of Halloween Horror Nights was being in Universal at 1 a.m. in the morning. It's this doesn't feel right. I feel like I shouldn't be here. I love this. And so
it felt magical because everything was lit up and just but at 1 or 2 in the morning when no one's in the park, I walked past the Avengers campus and everything was just dead quiet.
Wow.
But it's cool. Let's see here from Luke C. After seeing y'all in Lego form, I can confirm I probably want one for my desk, specifically Jeff.
Aw.
Yeah, Jeff Lego.
Yeah, so the thumbnail was done by Gail Foxkin, and she made us up Lego characters. So, super cute. We're super adorable.
Let's see here from Crossman Jeff. I wonder if Legoland...
J. Jeff?
Nope, just Jeff. Yeah, J. Jeff. Sorry, J. Jeff. I don't know what you're talking about. Look, there are a lot of really weird YouTube username spellings. I didn't know what you meant because there's 3 T's in this Crossman Jeff, all right? I wonder if Legoland fills the Minecraft land-shaped hole in people's hearts. Is that a thing? Minecraft land?
There's not a Minecraft land, but I could totally see Microsoft working with a Universal or, Universal is working with Nintendo right now on Super Mario World, or Super Nintendo World. So I could see Microsoft doing something I could see a Gears of War attraction, maybe a shooter attraction or something, or a Halo one for sure, someday. So maybe. Nothing like that exists yet, though.
So I'm still recovering. Jeff broke my brain asking about J. Jeff. I don't know why that specifically. From 001 Da Beast on the RT site.
Da Beast.
I wonder if he's related to those 3 roller coasters.
Or Mr.
Or Mr.
Son of Beast was my great-great-grandfather. We have for the Lego set, I'd say it's got to be the logo, the castle with the rainbow with a roller coaster going around the logo. For the Lego set. That'd be cool.
Okay.
Let's see here. From Mike AFCA, I'm Dutch, and Jeff talking Dutch made me laugh so hard.
Aw.
Let's see here.
Laugh with appreciation for my totally accurate pronunciation is what he's saying. I can't believe he nailed it.
Oh, weird. That's exactly what he put in parentheses right
Thanks.
to that
Yeah,
comment.
I assume.
From Big D0228, I'm seeing an annual pass Lego set where it's the poster in the RT store made into a 3D version where some of the set is on a sticker in the background while a few of the sets are built. Of course, the poster would be revised to include BK and Ben.
Aw. Oh, no, you're in the poster.
I was going to say, I'm in the poster. I'm being eaten by Jaws, or about to be eaten by Jaws.
Yeah. We have someone who's serving churros or something that I don't know who that is. But other than that,
Might be the artist.
Gail Fox might know. That's Gail Fox made it. So.
Oh, was it Gail Fox?
Yeah, so she would know.
Let's see here. From a black crystal.
What?
How does one get into Lego? Legos? Send help. I think you got to get BK into crystals.
BK into crystals? Yeah, let's get
Let's
get BK into crystals.
You broke my brain. I can't read anymore. I'm done.
Y'all got me thinking about Crystal Burger now. Ugh. That's one of the only good things about being from the South.
Let's see here. From Ignitia. I've been a Lego maniac since I was a little boy. Some of my earliest memories have been with Legos and building around these Star Wars and Bionicles. Since I've heard of Legoland, I've always wanted to go even now. My answer is having a 3 mini set Lego sets of annual pass would be awesome. 3 different mini sets with each of the hosts and a piece of a table and maybe 1 or more personal items. And all 3 mini sets can combine into the full annual pass podcast set.
Ooh.
I like that.
Maybe not a set, but rather a minifig series that features different personalities from RT as a whole. Achievement Hunter, Annual Pass, STF, etc., and more.
I'd be down for that.
got-
I'm currently writing out coaster. And I've got a C so far. This thing, and the big S is already there, so that's cool. I like this. This is a good build.
Let's see, and the last 2 from Ace of Aces 007.
The Ace of Ace.
We got some really good usernames this one.
Yeah.
I don't know why that was funny to me, but
We got to get Ace of Aces and what was it? Ham Slice 26 in a room together. The annual pass Lego set should feature the 3 of them sitting at a podcast table in front of little microphones on a stage, typical for most podcasts, but the stage is capable of going up and down on a track in the style of Tower of Terror, because BK is such a huge fan of rides like that.
oh, that's smart. That's smart. Yeah, we played to her interests. I like
Ben,
that.
Ben would be sitting off to the side in a booth as the producer / ride operator. I don't really like that. And
No,
then
that doesn't go there.
Mr. Condor, I'm not sure how annual pass related it would really be, but I personally would really love a Lego set of the original Achievement City from the old Minecraft Let's Play days.
We could do that.
That was easy. That was before there was a lot of fancy stuff in Minecraft.
Be hard to drop butts, but we can figure it out.
Yeah, that's those are all the Legoland comments.
Cool. I like the Tower of Terror one.
All right.
That was a good one. I think Beeps would appreciate that if she was here.
She's here in spirit.
That was Ace of Aces. That is the one that got the biggest laugh.
Oh, nice. Okay, that's good. I texted her. Did she ever respond? Oh, yeah.
Stupid name.
She says, okay, so I
She
asked
says,
her-
"Leave me alone. I'm on vacation."
I said, are you at a theme park right now? She said, I'm not there at this moment. Sorry. That's okay. We still love you, BK.
She's saying, why is everyone trying to get me into crystals now?
Dude, Crystal's so good. The little I don't eat corn dogs anymore, so I couldn't get Crystal corn pups.
What's that different? Is that like a corn nugget and like a corn... Like,
Corn pup is like a corn dog, but it's that big.
oh, like little finger bite.
Yeah.
Like the chicken nugget version of a corn dog?
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't eat corn dogs anymore, so I can't do it.
Well, I don't understand. I just recently listened to your other podcast. You said you got close. You got close.
I did. I didn't fall through the...
You're
Sticking to my guns.
gonna slip.
I'm not gonna slip. I am stronger than the allure of the corn dog.
Okay.
We're going to go to a theme park and we're going to find a way to sneak a corn dog into another.
That would be a-
food item.
Well, like wrap a churro,
Yeah,
like
I was gonna
around
say.
a corn dog, and he bites. He's like, "No, it's a corn dog!" Oh.
Floating on the lazy river. You got to watch out. You might bite into a churro and suddenly it's a corn dog.
I fooled you. Good times,
Jack, let me ask you a question.
sir.
Since we both saw it and we didn't really get a chance to talk afterward, because you had to go to a FC game and I had to go back to my solitude, my
chamber.
my self-imposed solitude.
Yeah.
What did you think of Nope?
I liked it a lot.
I did too, man.
Like, I see a lot of people saying like they didn't get it or like it didn't make sense to them and stuff. And for me, it's all about spectacle and the whole idea of spectacle and
Without spoilers, why? I mean, I don't think it was that hard to understand. Pretty straightforward.
Oh no, I thought it was absolutely.
I don't know what didn't make sense about that movie.
But what's his name? That internet moron, one of the Paul brothers. He was like, I don't get it. It just makes no sense. The movie didn't make any sense to me. And it's like, well, you're kind of who the movie's making fun of there, bro. But anyway, I liked it a lot. I thought it was good. I loved Jordan Peele's take on aliens. Is all I'll say.
Well, yeah, that was in the trailer, right?
Yeah, I mean, obviously, there's some sort of craft in the trailer. So
I agree.
that was a really clever take on it and something new and fresh and original. And I liked it a lot.
Totally with you there. Hard to reinvent a genre in 2020, especially such a well-trod one as that, and come up with really inventive and creative and new ways to approach it. And boy, did he though.
Yeah, and even like characters that I expected to be like, oh, this guy's gonna be rough. Like there's I'll say the Fry guy.
Yeah.
I was like, okay, this is gonna be horrible, and he actually turned out to be a pretty cool character. I liked it a lot.
He was maybe the best part of the movie to me.
Yeah.
He kind of had Dave Franco vibes.
Yeah, very, very similar Dave Franco vibes.
I think they did a really good job too of like every decision made in that movie felt like it was pretty logical for the most part, at least for like the decisions being made, you know?
Right, you can follow along with the thinking of the cast. Yeah.
There was never a moment that was like, oh, I'm alone, I should go through this door. Like obviously the creature is behind. Like there were literal moments where like the characters just like looked at a situation and went,
Nope.
Absolutely not. Absolutely not.
Yeah. There's one scene in particular where they pretty much nailed that, where it's like, I'm out, and it's like left, and it's like, oh, okay, yeah, because that's what I would do, and be like, gone.
No, thank you.
Great horror movie without it being too like overly horrific, you know?
So Jeff, they actually have, BK and I talked about this. I don't know if you were there for this episode, but they built a Jupiter's Claim set at Universal Hollywood. So part of the backlot tour, the big tram tour, you go through Jupiter's Claim and you see like a bunch of stuff. And there's some noises and things that happen around.
Dude, that would be scary.
Yeah. So apparently, I mean, it's all outdoors during the day, so it's not as scary as it could be, but still, it's like, oh, that's pretty neat.
That's a really cool idea.
So I would like to go out there and check that out.
My one critique of that movie is my one criticism of all things now, which is I could have cut 10 minutes out of it.
Yeah.
Everything is too long.
That's been a running thing for a lot of pretty much any movie, I would say.
Yeah.
Like I would say maybe Marcel the Shell with shoes on was 90 minutes. I think it was 89 minutes. I'm like, okay, yeah, it felt like it was an 89-minute movie. Good.
Some people like that though. Like the new Elvis movie is 3 hours and like 10
Well, that's
minutes or something.
very Baz Luhrmann.
It's long.
I don't know, Moulin Rouge wasn't that long, was it?
I haven't seen that movie since it came out.
Moulin Rouge, such
So
a good
good.
movie.
So
I still haven't
good.
seen Elvis yet, though.
It's on HBO Max.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
As of like I think a week ago.
Oh,
Dude,
thanks.
instead of watching that, if you're gonna go to HBO Max, go watch F-Boy Island Season 2. Oh my God. What amazing trash. It's one of the best seasons of a trashy reality TV show I've ever seen.
Jeff, I'm going to tell you.
They are so in on the joke and they do it so well.
I'm going to ask you if you've seen a show, immediately know that you haven't seen the show, and tell you that you have to see the show.
Okay.
Only Murders in the Building
Yes.
is incredible.
Yeah, I watched season 1. I haven't seen season 2 yet.
Season 2 is going on right now. There's 2 more episodes left. One came out today, actually, and the other one, the finale, is next week.
I was waiting for it to finish before I watch it, but no, I'm a huge Steve Martin fan.
Okay.
Like my entire life.
It felt to me like you would be a big fan of that show.
I'll tell you, that show has actually made me appreciate, and this is dumb to say because I should have already liked him, but I've never been a huge Martin Short fan.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, I liked him in movies. I was never crazy about like Ed Grimley, or I definitely didn't like Jiminy Glick.
Yeah.
But I watched a Jiminy Glick clip the other day on TikTok, and I was rolling laughing so hard. So I think I might go back, and I think I might not have been savvy enough for it when it was out. You know, I might go back and try it now as a little bit older, because I thought he was interviewing Jerry Seinfeld, and they were so funny together.
There was a show like that I watched, and I'm like, I don't get it. And then I went back and rewatched it later, and I was like, oh, this makes so much sense.
Yeah.
And I'm trying to think of what it was. It was something that was like pretty significant. Like I caught it early, and I was like, this is not good.
Love is Blind, seasons 1 and 2.
So good.
I tried to watch it, I couldn't get into it.
What'd you watch, 1 or 2?
1. I got like 4 episodes in.
I'll tell you this, that girl, Gigi on it, the blonde, kind of bubbly girl from season 1, she is on All-Star Island right now. Or what is it? Is that what it's called? No, it's another Paramount show. It's the Jersey Shore, but they put everybody on an island, and it's people from Jersey Shore, Essex Shore, all the other dumb shores, Love is Blind, Love Island, RuPaul's Drag Race, like that's like the new thing now, is they're taking people from all reality shows and cramming them together.
Reality show multiverse.
Yeah, the reality show multiverse, and she is in that. And to my knowledge, she's the first Love is Blind person to be in something outside of Love is Blind.
Coaster.
Pretty good.
Look at Coaster. It's done. The coaster thing.
That's awesome.
Pretty cool.
Oh, that's cool.
Where's my camera? There it is.
I will say this, Ben. If you're watching a reality TV show like that and you can't hang, it's probably because you're not fast forwarding enough. A big part of reality TV shows is you get the tone, you get the gist, you get to know the characters, you get to know the world, and then you fast forward through the faff.
Okay, maybe that's what I got to do.
Yeah.
I'm not a fast forward person. I like watch everything in its entirety, you know?
Yeah, no, I hear you, but that stuff you have to. Like tonight, I'm watching the season finale of Love Island UK. It hit 2 a.m. Obviously, if you're in the UK, you've already seen it, so don't spoil it. But I am so excited. But I'm going to watch most of it on fast forward.
What?
For sure.
what would, this is more me just thinking now about theme parks and reality TV. What would a reality TV show theme park ride be?
Oh, it'd be Tunnel of Love.
What is that?
You know,
Oh, just like the tunnel of the ride? Like that's
Yeah.
just like the, okay. All right. I guess that makes sense. That makes sense.
Or it could be some sort of like Survivor challenge type thing, kind of like a Fear Factor Live they used to do, you know?
That'd be cool.
Where you get a bunch of people and compete in, I don't know, there's a bunch of challenges, Survivor challenges you could do, probably Big Brother challenges as well, you could do that wouldn't be dangerous. Like there's one where you have to like throw beanbags up on poles and, you know, up in the air at different heights.
That's like
Something
a theme park thing I'm actually surprised doesn't exist. Is like you choose 12 people going to the theme park today that's like bought tickets ahead of time and they've been chosen to compete in a all-day event like around, you know, do it like once a month or once a week or something. Like you got to ride the Hulk and you got to do this thing at the end of it. And
maybe that's where things will head.
So when I went to,
I agree with you.
right before I started my first college program at Disney, I went to the park. I went to Hollywood, or at the time it was in Disney MGM Studios, and they had a Who Wants to Be a Millionaire show. And it was literally the set from Who Wants to Be a Millionaire. And you could play it. It was Who Wants to Be a Millionaire, Play It was the name of the attraction. And they literally would film there, like they would come down, Regis would come down and shoot in Florida every now and then. But when they weren't shooting the show, they would literally treat it like an actual set. And then like guests would come in, play, and they would do like a fastest fingers thing, and whoever won from the audience got to go sit in the hot seat. And and the way they did it was like they would keep track of your score, and then, you know, as whoever had the highest score would end up in the hot seat. I ended up in the hot seat, so I got to go play Who Wants to Be a Millionaire like the day before I started working at Disney, and I made it to the $32,000 question and missed it because it was like it was like not masticate. There's some word is like if someone is going to like it was like it sounded like masticate, but it wasn't that. Like what does that mean? And I got it wrong. But it was crazy, man. I got to like sit there in the hot seat, and there was like a host, and they're like playing along with the audience, and like, you know, it was fun. It was a really cool thing, cool experience. And they got rid of that. That is now where Toy Story Mania is. So, alas, but it was a really cool attraction. I wish I had photos of me on that thing, but it was 2002, so I mean, digital cameras weren't really a thing back then, at least not to the level they are now.
I think that's also something. Isn't that like what like Nickelodeon Studios used to do if you were to visit Universal when that was like a big thing, you know?
They had like the Slime Factory, and they had like games they would test. They were like, oh, we're doing tests for new attractions or new things for like Double Dare. It's like, oh, we need 4 volunteers to come down, like play this game and see how it works. And like, I don't know how real that was, or if they'd just tell people like, oh, we're just testing stuff, or if they actually used it on the show. But it was a clever idea. I mean, I could totally see it. I remember walking around doing the tour for Nickelodeon Studios, and it was like they showed how they did like sound effects for. I remember there was a sound effect portion for Hey Dude, and I loved Hey Dude. And
we're gonna choose 6 kids from the audience to get absolutely bodied by the aggro crowd.
Yeah. But I saw it. I remember saw Roundhouse, like where they actually like the set for Roundhouse was there.
Like the Patrick Swayze movie?
Yeah, the Patrick Swayze movie with all the kids on Nickelodeon. That was neat.
Oh, I was thinking of Roadhouse.
Yeah, that's Roadhouse.
Yeah.
And I remember seeing all this stuff. It was just really cool. Like I always loved the idea of film production and filmmaking. Like I got a film degree from the University of Texas because I just love filmmaking. And yeah, it's always been, that's why I was drawn to Universal Studios as opposed to like Magic Kingdom. I was like that more because I love the idea of like, this is how they make movies. And now I think people take that for granted because you can, you know, my cell phone in my pocket's more powerful than anything I used when I was in college. So by far. So.
It's part of why I quit being a journalist.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because cell phones?
Yeah.
But anyone could be a journalist, Jeff.
No, that's well, I was a photojournalist, right? And that's honestly part of why I stopped is because I recognized that in a couple of years, everybody in the world was going to have a phone in their pocket, and my specialized skill wouldn't be so special anymore.
Well, when everyone's special, no one's special.
Yeah.
I just changed my major from being a broadcast journalism to a computer science student because words are hard. So.
And you ended up broadcast.
And working in broadcast, yeah.
It worked out pretty well for you.
I like words.
Great. Well, you want to cover some theme park news?
Sure, let's go over some theme park news. What do you got for us?
It feels like kind of a slow month for theme park news, at least what I'm used to diving in.
It was a big day today.
Yeah, a lot of these come from themeparktourist.com.
We still haven't run down all of the
houses.
houses, yeah.
I think we're going to do that today.
Yeah, let's do that later.
So we got Fantasmic's firework testing is now happening at Disney Hollywood Studios. It sounds like they're finally going to bring that back.
That is such a fun show. That's my favorite nighttime show at Disney.
There have been numerous reports online that fireworks have been seen testing near the Fantasmic stage at Disney's Hollywood Studios. Surely this means a reopening date is very near. Fantasmic was last performed at Disney's Hollywood Studios in March 2020 before the COVID theme park closures.
Wow.
Disney fans have been eagerly awaiting news of the return of this hugely popular nighttime spectacular.
Well, it's returned over in California, which, in my opinion, the one in Florida is much better than the California one. But that's just me. I know a lot of people love the California one, but in my opinion, it's like it's in a weird spot, so it just takes place on the rivers of America. And it's just kind of like, if you don't get a good standing area, you don't get a good view of the show, and it's just, I don't know, it's a huge pain. But the one in Florida is fantastic. They built an amphitheater for it, which is great.
We also got, I think we talked about this in one of our upcoming episodes with Disney, Dan. We talked about like mascots in the park. Mm-hmm. We talked about a unique mascot that I'm not going to spoil, but everyone should watch the episode because it's a wild and very almost creepy mascot character. But
Is that the one that's super rare?
Yes.
Yeah, that was cool.
Yeah. But apparently, Max Goof as Powerline from a Goofy movie has debuted at the Magic Kingdom.
Yeah, he's the opening of the parade. So they have Halloween. They have Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party, and so before the parade begins, I think they run it twice a night. Max comes out and has a little like routine that he like dances the Powerline.
Powerline songs two, I think, and stand out on Main Street USA periodically throughout the party. Max doesn't stop for photos, but the character does invite guests to dance with him briefly while he strolls through the street.
Yeah.
That's kind of cool.
I know. That was the thing I just missed out on. Like a lot of people love Goofy movie, and for some reason,
So good.
I missed that era.
No idea what you're talking about.
A Goofy movie? Neither of you two have seen a Goofy movie?
I've seen it, but it didn't catch me like it's caught so many other people.
I think I've heard the name before. I don't know.
I'm gonna be really sad if that like somehow missed.
Goofy? Goofy?
He's like one of the.
No, I know who Goofy is. I just never heard of him.
He's Pluto, but he can talk.
Let's see here. They have vegan butterbeer now. That's apparently a thing.
Oh wow, that's kind of cool.
New offering confirmed at the Wizarding World of Harry Potter. Anyone who knows anything about Harry Potter will have heard of butterbeer. But butterbeer is the popular fictional drink loved by witches and wizards in the Harry Potter series. First sold at Universal's Island of Adventures when the Wizarding World of Harry Potter opened in 2010. It now has a vegan option.
That's kind of cool.
More accessibility. It's cool.
I appreciate that. Anytime you give people opportunities to do stuff differently to help out other people is good. They actually have a thing right now. So part of Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party is trick-or-treating. They actually have you go trick-or-treating on the park. When you walk in, they give you a bag, and then when cast members see you with that bag, they'll put candy in there, like by the handful. And they actually have a bag. So the bags are black and it has like logos on them, but they have a teal bag that if you have the teal bag, that means you have an allergy to something. So what you do when they're handing out candy, they'll give you like a token. And so you take your tokens and then go to another portion of the park, and they'll give you like if you have nut allergy, they'll give you things without nuts, and they'll go specifically for it. So you still get the experience. You just have to take one more step to get the correct one. But I imagine those people are getting loaded up with candy too.
Oh,
here you go. Here's everything you would ever want. Have a good day.
That's really cool.
Yeah, it's clever. Stuff like that you don't think about, but it's like, oh, that's such a nice thing to do.
Yeah.
Is there an age limit to that? Can we get you and Jeff in a park going trick-or-treating?
I did it back in 2005 when I was working out there. Me and some friends. It's the only time you're allowed to wear costumes inside of Disney. And so at the Magic Kingdom. So me and some friends dressed up like Ghostbusters and ran around Magic Kingdom. And then anytime we would see ghosts, so they have the Dapper Dans, which are like the a cappella group at Disney. They have the Cadaver Dans for Mickey's Not So Scary Halloween Party. And they're all like dressed up like ghosts and stuff. It's really cool. It's a really, really neat show and had a lot of fun going to it. So anyway, I highly recommend checking it out. It's a separate ticket, so you'd have to buy a different. But also the theme park is about 20% capacity as opposed to full. So you can pretty much get onto any attraction you want. And it starts at when you buy a ticket, it's a separate ticket. You buy a ticket, I think you can get into the park at 4 p.m. and then you stay until 1 a.m. And they have special fireworks show. They have a They have a giant Jack Skellington puppet that like starts the fireworks where they like come out and like he moves around. They have a Hocus Pocus show this year, which is like the sisters or whatever. They're like singing and stuff on stage. And the fireworks show, it's fireworks in the round. So the fireworks, you're watching on Main Street watching the fireworks, and then they go off like behind you. Like you're surrounded by fireworks. It's the coolest thing. And yeah, it's one of my favorite things about those special parties is the special fireworks and stuff. So
There's a Hocus Pocus sequel coming out?
yeah, it's coming.
right?
It's coming to Disney Plus very soon. I imagine for Halloween this year would be my guess. So pretty neat stuff. Hocus Pocus show is just perfect. Says Kimmy. Oh, Kimmy, did you go see it when you were out there, or you just watch it online? I'm guessing. Kimmy's one of the star RDRC runners, the Rope Drop Running Club runners. I believe she just ran a Tough Mudder event where she like got covered in mud running and stuff. So yeah.
Oh, I want to see that version of a Tough Mudder theme park run.
Maybe Universal could do it. Like Disney has your more traditional races, but Universal actually had they had a 5K and I want to say a 10K through Universal, and it was like 2020. Like they did it just before everything shut down. So and they haven't brought it back yet. So hopefully they'll bring it back, and especially now with Epic Universe opening, that's a few miles down the road, so I could see them doing like a half marathon, like running from the parks there and back or something, or even a full marathon.
Can you imagine like a scare zone Tough Mudder, where you're like running, like you come across a swamp you have to like wade through, and there's like scare actors just like dressed up as zombies walking through trying to grab you and pull you into the muck? That'd be so cool.
That would be so cool. I'd be down for that.
Final news item before we dive into all the Halloween Horror Nights updates and events.
Okay.
So there's a rumor to an update of a story we've covered a lot, which is that the Top Thrill Dragster at Cedar Point might reopen.
Okay.
So it was closed back in August 2021 after an incident where a guest waiting in line was struck by a metal object that fell from the roller coaster. It looks like Screamscape, which might be kind of a news outlet.
Yeah, Screamscapes, they've been around for a long time.
Gotcha.
They're a good one.
Now reported a rumor that Cedar Point is getting ready to start work on the site of the coaster.
You know, Jack, I heard a rumor that you were going to give me $10 cash right now.
What?
Can you finish your puzzle and taking a photo, send it to him?
Yeah. I don't have $10 cash. I don't carry cash on me.
It's an Umbrella Academy thing. I guess it only works on the show.
Oh,
Magic power. Yeah.
Am I missing a piece? What's going on here? I need another one of these guys.
Anybody watch season 3 of Umbrella Academy?
I saw a trailer for it.
Woohoo! Very good.
There's a guy on that show that Katie's friends with. She met him in Australia when he was out there for one of the like supernovas or something.
Which guy?
There it is. He was like Prince Arthur in like in some show.
Who is he?
He's a bigger dude. Like I don't know who would be on the show.
I'm just Googling Prince Arthur Umbrella Academy. I'm gonna see what comes up.
There you go.
Nothing.
Nailed it.
Umbrella Academy IMDb page. Thank you.
If you're not watching that show, you should be.
Umbrella Academy?
Yeah.
It seems like my kind of thing. It looks like sci-fi, like not fantasy,
Dude.
like superpowers.
Well, it's based off a comic, right?
Yeah. I'll tell you something cool about that so Ellen Page is in that show, right? And then between season two,
Elliot Page.
Between season 2 and season 3, Ellen Page became Elliot Page.
Mm-hmm.
And they handled it in the coolest fucking way in the show.
I've seen clips from
like they didn't like they addressed it in the show and just like was like, here it is, boom. This is how we're dealing with it. And it was just really, really cool.
Great.
That was really neat.
Cool.
Yeah.
That's the one scene I've seen from the show.
Yeah.
Handled very, very well.
Yeah, I thought it was neat.
Well, you want to talk about Halloween Horror Nights?
Let's talk about Halloween Horror Nights.
All right, so all of the night houses, scare zones, and shows have been confirmed, including the 6 original houses for 2022. The logo that I'm seeing in front of me right now says Universal.
Tom Hopper is his name, by the way. Tom Hopper. Thank
Says
you, Katie.
Universal Orlando's Halloween Horror Nights, Spirits of the Coven. Is that the tagline or is that one of the houses?
I think it's Coven.
Don't break my brain again.
Is that an American movie joke?
Sorry, I knew you would appreciate that. Anyway, Spirits of the Coven. Coven.
Jeff with a J. This year's event will feature 6 original houses in addition to the 4 houses that have already been announced, which the ones we know so far are the Weekend After Hours Nightmare,
Okay.
the Horrors of Bloomhouse,
Oh, interesting.
We knew about that one already.
Yeah,
Universal Monsters Legends Collide,
knew about that, right?
and Halloween.
Yes.
Which, side note, on that Universal Monsters Legends Collide, literally just got confirmation that we can show the image of the merch thing that we have.
Oh, really? Oh,
if you wanna
sweet.
bring that
Okay.
up.
Yeah. So we have a spooky Halloween themed thing. That'll be coming out around spooky time this year. So we've got it's another shirt, and I think we're doing a pin set too. But look at that! How adorable!
Oh, right.
So it's the Annual Pass podcast. It's us as the classic monsters, and so I like Wolfman Ben. It's great. I love that smirk you've got on your face, Jeff.
Yeah, they nailed it.
So good. And Beaks is Bride of Frankenstein. So good. I love it. So that'll be coming out pretty soon. We're working on that. I think those are all in production right now. So the idea is those will be out probably around end of September, October, somewhere like that. So coming soon. We'll let you know. Keep an ear on the podcast and on Twitter and whatnot. Annual_pass. So that's very, very rad.
So
I'm pretty excited about that.
It looks really
happy with
good. But yeah, let's see. So we got pulling through everything. The haunted houses here. We have the Weekend After Hours Nightmare.
Which, that's going to be cool. Apparently, there's 6 songs that are featured from the After Hours. He has an album called After Hours.
I'll read through the description of each of these
Okay,
houses.
thank you.
So for the first time ever, multi-award-winning artist The Weeknd joins forces with Universal Studios Halloween Horror Nights to inspire an all-new, terrifying haunted house based on his record-breaking After Hours album. With the eerie sounds of the hit album reverberating throughout the experience, guests will step into a surreal, living nightmare in The Weekend After Hours Nightmare, filled with grotesque characters and themes inspired by the artist's music and short films. Which in like the short teaser video they posted, it was like a cheerleader in a bathroom, like applying makeup in front of a mirror.
So the cool thing is, close. So they actually today, Universal released like a 2.5-minute trailer for Halloween
wow.
Horror Nights, which included that bit. So that was like 1 30-second section of the longer form.
Cool.
So they made like a full-on trailer. It's actually really cool. It's like people going through like, wee, this is fun. And then it kind of cuts like, oh, it's actually like a horror movie shot thing. And so the bit they released from that, it came out earlier, but now the full thing is out. So you can check that out. Like it's got Michael Myers in there. It's got the After Hours thing. It's got like there's a crazy scarecrow scare zone they're doing now. So a lot of neat stuff. Very, very cool. Universal's been crushing it with their online media stuff.
Yeah, so that's actually the next house is Halloween, John Carpenter's classic 1978 slasher film Halloween returns to Halloween Horror Nights.
Love that.
Guests will come face to face with merciless Michael Myers as they make their way through his dilapidated house and chilling moments from the film.
That's going to be fun. You think Jamie Lee Curtis will be there?
We'll see.
You think we can get her on the show?
Probably.
We got the horrors of Blumhouse. Blumhouse, is how you pronounce it. Guests will find themselves trapped between a frantic teen and the ruthless serial killer she's swapped bodies with in Freaky. And then they'll try to make a desperate escape from the dark basement of the Grabber's funhouse before they become his latest victim in this terrifying The Black Phone, which is a great movie. I also saw that recently.
Oh, you saw The Black Phone?
It was good.
You liked it?
It was really good.
Is it scary?
It's like a mix of like, it's mostly thriller with some like good jump scare moments.
Okay.
Like they don't feel gimmicky jump scare moments, right? But good like consolidated story. I'm sure it'll be a great house. We got Universal Monsters Legends Collide with the notorious horror icons, the Wolfman, Dracula, the Mummy, your usual.
Almost all the ones from our shirt, pretty much.
Spirits of the Coven, or Coven as Jack pronounces it. Guests will be invited to a lively 1920s speakeasy, but something sinister is brewing beneath the spirits of the Coven. A coven of seemingly beautiful flapper witches will lure those who enter into a hidden brewing area.
So if I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong on this, but I think this is a continuation of that portion of the house we went to last year.
Was it the detective?
The detective house.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Really?
So we went to like the speakeasy part where that woman was like singing. She was like singing scat or whatever. I think it's that scene expanded upon.
Interesting.
I could be wrong. Let me know if you know in chat. Please let me know. But I'm pretty sure that is the case, which is super cool.
All right, we got the next house is Bugs Eaten Alive. While touring I had the same reaction. 1950s home of the future, guests will be swarmed by hordes of revolting insects after a pest control system failure unleashes them. Many-legged horrors, growing, mutating, and laying eggs in human hosts will worm their way into the deepest of fears. Oh, I don't want to do that one.
That's gonna be
that
fun.
sounds icky.
I wonder if they're gonna have actual bugs there, like behind glass and stuff.
I hope not.
Oh, that's gonna be fun.
Next one is Fiesta de Chupacabras. So
In Puma?
That means Party of the Chupacabras.
Yeah, I'm eager for this house, for the party.
So it is Fiesta de Chupacabras?
Yeah, the mountains of Latin America are filled with many wonderful traditions. In one tiny village, they pay tribute to the legendary creature Chupacabras with an annual fiesta. And it looks like there's more to the legend than meets the eye in this colorful village, where the streets are lined with the crimson blood of visitors.
Ooh.
Seems cool. Next one we have Hellblock Horror, which looks kind of prison-themed. In Hellblock Horror, guests will have to survive visiting hours in a secret penitentiary that houses treacherous monsters and fiends of all kinds that are hellbent on taking over and destroying the world. The interdimensional power core containing the inmates has failed, and the monsters are breaking out of their cells, allowing them easy access to guests and the exit.
I hate when my interdimensional power core fails.
I hate when my penitentiary suddenly allows guests and all the monsters escape. We got Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake. There's nothing charming about this ghostly New England fishing village. A phantom sea captain is summoning undead fishermen from their watery grave.
Oh, that sounds cool.
Yeah, it
Grisly
does.
crew with rotting barnacle-encrusted bodies. Guests may have escaped their hooks in the Dead Man's Wharf scare zone in 2016. Now they'd better batten down the hatches before they're reeled in and drug under in Dead Man's Pier, Winter's Wake.
Okay.
That's cool. So that was a scare zone that has become a full house.
Yeah,
I love stuff like that. This is the thing that I'm excited, Jeff, that we're going to go every year now because we're going to start seeing stuff like
Yeah.
the flappers and the witches now. It's like, oh, it's become a thing. It's like, oh, I remember that. And
Yeah.
it's like, I love that there is a loose narrative that carries through all of the Halloween Horror Nights.
Piecing
stuff.
together the lore of I would love to do an
Yeah.
episode on like the lore of Halloween Horror Nights.
I would love to too. I don't know if we could do it justice. that would require can we get Christian from Red Web
Yeah, I was
to
gonna say.
write the script for it? And
Can we
then-
get Red Web where we have we're piecing together the lore of
Yeah, 'cause there's so much to it. There's the Boris Schuster stuff, and there's just so many amazing things that they've been doing over the years. This is 31. This is Halloween Horror Nights 31.
I might know someone that we could pull on that is a huge Halloween Horror Nights fanatic. that
Okay.
could give us a whole drink and learn PowerPoint presentation on the lore of Halloween Horror Nights. That'd be really cool.
All right.
The last house is Descendants of Destruction. I think this one looks the coolest to me, which is deep in the subway tunnels below an abandoned toxic city. Mutated humans fight for survival in Descendants of Destruction. The deeper one goes, the darker their fate. In the fading light of the poison depths, hideous creatures who've long ago left their humanity behind prey on all those who try to make their way through the darkness.
Slee stacks.
I will say, Jeff, you know what that reminds me of?
Chud.
But also the Darren Brown Ghost Train. there was a bit.
Dude, we're not supposed to talk about it.
We're not supposed to talk
He doesn't
about
want you
it.
to talk about it.
But there's a whole narrative about people living underground and stuff.
Yeah, there is.
If you talk about it, he's going to come for you.
It is.
He's gonna brown you.
That's over at Thorpe Park. Shout out to any UK viewers right now.
Yeah, that's the one where they'll kidnap you, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Thorpe Park is, yeah, for sure.
Yeah, I'm trying to stay on top of that so I don't forget, and somehow we end up going. I wake up at 2 in the morning, drug out of my hotel room. You guys want to talk about the scare zones?
Yeah.
Sure, let's hear him.
So we also got 5 scare zones spread throughout the park, taking over the streets. You have Horrors of Halloween, which involves the Pumpkin Lord, which we saw a little bit in the house from last year.
Okay.
Have returned to take over this year's events, summoning hordes of fiendish creatures, including demons, ghosts, witches. Terror has taken root. We have the Scarecrow Cursed Soil scare zone. Interesting font choice. At an abandoned farm, Scarecrow sentinels have risen from the crust of the earth to hunt souls and seek revenge. They'll harvest the screams of those who dare enter this dilapidated barn.
I will say too that Scarecrow or the pumpkin one you were talking about, Lil Boo is back, by the way. So Lil Boo is the cute little pumpkin thing. I don't know. I thought we talked about it last year. Maybe not, but
I don't think so.
yeah, Lil
he's
Boo.
not for me.
It was he was kind of like an unofficial mascot last year during Halloween Horror Nights, and now he's back in an almost unofficial capacity. He's on merchandise and stuff. It's this cute little pumpkin that looks like he's having like an existential crisis. He has 2 eyes, big eyes, and worried lines. It's really funny. So anyway, Lil Boo is back for those of you keeping score right now.
So we also got Sweet Revenge. The sweets from Major Sweets Candy Company have turned these 1950 kids into crazed killers. Sugar Rush.
I like that.
Let's see, we got Graveyard Deadly Unrest is another scare zone. A dark storm descends upon a cemetery and awakens long dead spirits. And we got Conjure the Dark. An evil sorceress has entered twisted stone ruins and called forth monstrosities from dark dimensions. This Halloween blood will feed her army of the night.
Ooh.
And then for the live shows, it sounds like the Halloween Nightmare Fuel Wildfire show is returning or new.
I think it's a new version of it. I think they're adding new stuff to it.
So,
I want to go to that.
yeah, that was very, very cool.
The coolest thing I think that we saw last year, in my opinion.
Agreed.
That was a very, very cool show.
They also have the other show they're doing is Ghoulish, a Halloween Tale.
That is the Lagoon show.
Ah, that makes sense, yes. A ghost story becomes reality as guests go beyond the grave in a spectacularly spooky show on Universal Studios Lagoon. featuring huge water screens and sinister music.
Sinister music.
Yeah, that's
Evil music.
That's Halloween Horror Nights this year.
That all sounds amazing. I'm really looking forward to it. And yeah, and we are talking to our friends at Universal right now. We're figuring out the best way we can get out there and best time we can get out there. And yeah, it sounds like we have a few options. And yeah, and let us know. Are you guys going to Halloween Horror Nights this year? Is that a thing that you are looking forward to?
Will we see you there?
Yeah, we would love to see you there. Be a blast. Maybe we can do some kind of meetup or something while we're out there.
Go through a haunted house together.
Oh yeah.
Look, if the 4 of us can get the annual pass shirts we just showed and roll up like matching, all of us with the icons, I'm sure that'll target us.
If we can get made up to look like our characters, actually.
Oh yeah, that'd be great.
That'd be pretty cool.
Good little photo shoot.
Do with these guys. All right. Well, we're getting towards the end of our stream here.
Are we really?
Yeah.
Time's flying.
Yeah. How's your puzzle looking, Jeff? How you feeling?
So good, dude.
Yeah? Do you feel like you've made some solid progress today?
Oh, dude, I made a tremendous amount of progress there. Are you kidding?
I mean, I was asking. That wasn't, wasn't a joke.
I made a tremendous amount of progress today. It has been a very fruitful puzzle day.
That's good.
It's just so nice to be able to put together a puzzle with a picture I can look at. I'm trying to enjoy it while I can.
Ben, do you feel like you made progress today?
Oh yeah, I was able to get through a whole Excel spreadsheet of questions from the community.
And again, if you did win a theme park map, an autographed theme park map, we will reach out to you very soon and get your information, and you can send it on, or we'll send it on to you. So that should be fun. I've got to put a sticker on. I hate stickers. I hate stickers so much.
Why do you hate stickers?
I can never line them up right. They're always a little bit crooked or a little bit off, and I always feel bad because it's like you kind of get one shot at it on Lego, and so I never do these well. Maybe. Okay, that wasn't the worst. Still not exactly lined up perfectly, but that's okay. The sticker says "Do not stand up." There's the other one. Oop. Yeah, man, I'm looking forward to Halloween Horror Nights this year. I'm looking forward. I haven't been to Florida. When was the last time I went? It's been a little bit. I had some friends. My buddy Max was just out there. Gassy Mexican. He's a Twitch streamer, and him and his new wife were out there actually. And I was super jealous. And I was like, man. And BK's out there right now, and I'm like, I'm super jealous. I just want to go out and ride attractions and.
I'm just happy none of the Halloween Horror Nights houses this year are the type of horror that I cannot handle or don't like.
What is that? What is the type of horror you cannot handle?
Well, Jeff and I had a whole conversation when we were there last year. We were talking about like the types of horror. Like everyone, I feel like has a type of horror they can't do right.
Yeah.
Like I love like supernatural horror. Like there's like a puzzle to follow and a story to like figure out.
Like I can't handle religious horror.
Yeah.
That's too scary for me.
I can't do like home invasion, like kidnapping, like be brutal for the sake of brutal kind of stuff.
So like your
like Eli Roth, like torture.
Yeah, like Hostel or like You're Next or Strangers. But like last year they had the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, and so like I remember talking through horror, and I mentioned to Jeff that I like just can't do like Texas Chainsaw type stuff, and then as we were walking into the Texas Chainsaw Massacre house, Jeff just leaned in and went, "Good luck, buddy."
That sounds like a Jeff move.
Oh yeah. Yeah. Oh yeah. Terrified going to the house.
That's awesome. I didn't know that.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know you were freaked out by that.
I hate that stuff. Supernatural horror, I can handle all day, every day. Like, I'm hoping eventually down the line, Netflix has done a really good series of Fear Street horror movies.
Oh yeah.
That are all like supernatural horror. Cannot recommend them more. Would love to see like a haunted house done for like Fear Street with R.L. Stine.
That could be cool. I could see them doing something like that.
Right?
All right, I gotta find
Man, I really
a
like
short piece. That's not a short piece. It's a long piece. Where's my short? Oh, I have them there. I'm an idiot. I opened a bag. Didn't have to.
Impressively enough, I think the most progress Jeff has made on this puzzle is all the like word stuff down at the bottom.
Yeah, I knocked all that. I knocked all that out the first 2 sessions.
Oh, yeah,
and I finished it today.
Words are an easy go-to.
Yeah, that's a quick one.
I love the fact that I have to stand up to work on this Lego set. Like that shows the sheer size of this guy. Come on, why aren't you not clipping? Why are you not? There we go. All right, there it is.
I wonder.
You know, back when Bethany worked here, she and I always talked about, she was really into puzzles too. She and I always talked about doing a podcast called Puzzle Pals, where we just had conversations and put together puzzles, which is kind of what this is, except we're doing different projects. I wonder if the audience would ever have supported a show like that. If I could have gotten away with a Puzzle Pals show.
Just like a regular, like, updated puzzle.
Yeah, just work on a puzzle for an hour every week.
Chat.
Just chat. Kind of like Hot Ones, like
Yeah.
they got to eat something. There has to be a focal point, but it's really just about the conversation and the unexpected heat breaking down walls.
Dude, Hot Ones is such a good show.
Yeah.
I watched the Neil Patrick Harris, the finale for the season. That dude, he handled it really well. That's always my favorite part. Like, the people are like, oh, okay, like, I get what's going on. And then you get your DJ Khaled's, who are just like the worst person on the planet ever. If you haven't seen the DJ Khaled episode of Hot Ones, you should watch it. It's hilarious.
I'm not a huge fan of the dude.
Then you would love it. Because it's God, what's the host name? Not Tom.
I met him once.
Sean Evans.
Sean Evans.
It's Sean just making fun of DJ Khaled to his face, pretty much. And like at one point, he asked a question. He's like, you're all about like taking wins and stuff. He's like, have you ever taken an L before? And so, not to spoil it, I mean, this does spoil it, but DJ Khaled, after 2 wings, backs out and he's done. He's like, I can't do more. And he's like, it's too hot. And it's like the Cholula sauce you get at IHOP. And he's like, too hot. I can't do it. I'm out. And so Sean Evans is like, oh, like what's the time in your life you take? You take so many, like, you do so many wins. What's the time in your life that you've taken an L? And he's like, I've never taken an L in my life. And he's like, well, you kind of did today. He's like, no, I didn't do that. And he's like, no, not at all, man. I was like, I chose it. And it's like, no. And so anyway, the whole time is just him just shitting on him. It's pretty great. Pretty great.
I did a YouTube Creator Summit a couple years ago, and he was there, and he had a little setup where you could go and try some of his different.
DJ Khaled or Sean Evans?
Sean Evans. He's a nice enough guy.
Yeah, seems like it. So.
This stuff was hot, but it wasn't like any hotter than.
Well, there's one in particular. It's like Da Bomb, which is like the 8th one of the 10, and it's like it's almost like a prank one that you would give to someone. Like, you don't put it on food. It's literally just be like, this one is just to make pain.
You're not gonna savor anything that you put.
Yeah. Like all the other ones are actual like proper hot sauces that you would then put on stuff. But that one intentionally is like, this is just to hurt people.
I'll do it.
And so you'll do it.
Of course, dude.
Extra,
I would never say no to hot stuff.
Extra Life's coming up.
Ever. Have you ever seen me say no to hot stuff?
We're also going to do some kind of stream for, for the Rope Drop Running Club for the St. Jude stuff. Maybe we could save it for that.
I could very easily say no to that.
Jeff's gonna run a 5K and eat hot sauce.
No. I'm not saying you run it. I'm saying like if we're trying to raise money.
Oh yeah. I'll do it there. I'll do it wherever. I don't care.
If we do like a Hot Ones with Jeffrey.
Yeah, I would. Well, I don't want to rip off Sean Evans, but I'm happy to eat hot stuff.
Okay.
I'm not Adam Baird, but I'm.
Oh, Adam Baird is not human.
I think I'm. Brian Scalabrine, who is this dude who used to play for the Celtics, now he's a commentator, got a title. They called him the White Mamba or the Red Mamba because he had like shocking red hair. Really kind of nice, likable dude. He's become a color commentator for the Celtics now. And there's a video of some dude challenging him. And Scalabrine's, he's probably like 6'7". He's a big dude. And he's kind of a big dude now because he's in his 40s. And there's a video somewhere of some dude like challenging him at a gym and kind of talking trash to him. And so Scalabrine destroys this young dude. And then he tells it, he goes, listen, I'm a lot closer to LeBron James than you are to me. I feel like I'm closer to Adam Baird than most people are to hot sauce tolerance, but I'm not Adam Baird.
Yeah, okay. I get that. So you're saying you are the LeBron James of hot sauces. Got it. That's what I gathered. You're the professor of hot sauces.
I'm the Tracy McGrady of hot sauces.
Did you watch Hustle yet?
No.
I think you'll like it a lot.
I know I will. I really need to. It's got Juancho Hernan-Gomez in it, who he played briefly for the Celtics. I don't think he's in the NBA at all right now.
Oh, really?
And then Anthony Edwards is like kind of the bad guy in it, and supposedly he's really, really, really good. Or one of the bad guys in it.
No?
Yeah.
Anthony Edwards?
Yeah. The basketball player?
Oh, sorry. I was thinking Anthony Edwards, the actor.
No.
Or I was thinking, I was thinking Anthony Anderson is what I was thinking.
Yeah.
No. Yes, he is. There's a lot of basketball players in it, but he's pretty good in it too. He plays. I mean, the actual basketball in the show is fantastic. It's like, oh, this is actually like these are real basketball players.
Yeah.
Right here. So, highly recommend that. Anyway, good times. All right. Do we have anything coming up after us? No? Okay, I'm going to finish up this thing here, then we'll call it. We're going to run a little bit long today. Jeffrey, do you have any meetings or anything you have to get to right now?
I mean, I got to go get my kid from school.
Nah, so you're good.
Not just this minute, not this moment.
All right.
So I'm going to put one more piece in, and then I'll call it on my puzzle.
Sorry, I had puzzles blocked off on my calendar. Can't leave. It's important.
Oh, yeah, school just started up again, huh?
Yeah, yesterday was first day of school.
Is she happy about that?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, as happy as any kid is about school, you know?
She's a sophomore now?
No, she's a junior.
Junior, okay.
Yeah.
That's exciting. Is she excited for prom this year?
I don't know. We haven't. Well, yesterday was the first day of school, so we haven't gotten there yet. We haven't discussed it, but I would assume so. You know, she's
a kid.
She's a social kid with, not even a kid. She's a social young woman she's got a boyfriend and stuff. So who knows? He better take her to prom. I'll have to have a dude. I actually had a moment that was really, really cool that I hope happens more often in my life. I met Jordan, like our boss Jordan, Jordan Levin, for coffee, I don't know, a couple days ago. And I met him at a coffee shop kind of over in like neutral territory and kind of in between both of us. And I walked in and the first person I saw was my kid.
Aw.
On a date.
Aw.
It was the cutest thing. She was with her mom that week, so I didn't know, I had no idea. And so it was really cool to like run into my kids socially.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and just be like, oh, hey, Dad. And I'm like, hey, how's it? Fancy meeting you here. And I got to thinking like, I cannot wait till she becomes an adult. And, I don't know if she'll stay in Austin or not. I imagine she'll go to college elsewhere. But I just love the idea of just like running into my kid around town, unexpectedly.
Seeing them living their lives and doing
Yeah. She's just just out living her life. Really cool.
Is she out driving now? Does she have her own?
She doesn't have her license yet because that was the big project this summer, but the surgery prep was so intense that we didn't really have time.
Alas. All right, almost done here. Almost got a few more pieces I got to put together, and then I'm done with this half of my big thing.
I think I'm done.
You think you're done?
I think I'm done for the day.
Okay.
How many more live streams do you think it'll take for you to finish that puzzle?
Oh, I'll put one more piece in. That's a good question. I don't know, man.
I'm gonna feel really bad when we
4?
pick up this puzzle and walk outside and immediately trip and throw it all over.
3 or 4? One, I would have made a little further today, but one thing I'm running up against is this board is not long enough.
Yeah, we need to get a bigger board for
I can't fit the whole puzzle on it, so I was only able to work on like the bottom half.
We'll get a bigger one for you next time.
Like all this stuff goes up there somewhere. So yeah, I was thinking about buying one on Amazon or something, but I'll try to have one for the next time we do it because it's getting in the way. It's becoming an issue. I'll put this in.
Do you have like I've got a thing at home. It's like a big Velcro thing. It's almost like one of those big art.
Like a mat?
Yeah. Well, it's like an art carrier thing. So you build it on a mat and then you put it in, and then it like folds over and you can then carry them around.
I don't because I have a puzzle nook at home. Well, that's what I call it. I just have like a little bar since I don't drink, and it's the perfect size for like a 1,000-piece puzzle. So I just do my puzzles there, and then I don't have to transfer them.
Some good news. They have a puzzle board carrying case.
I am not paying $184 for that.
What does it look like?
Ridiculous.
It looks like a suitcase for puzzles.
That's almost exactly what I have.
I would pay.
I think someone sent it to Awu, and I'm like, cool, I'm gonna take this.
I will find free cardboard in the building that is the right size. Yeah.
Whew. All right, so
Dude, good day.
So annual pass, feeling pretty good about it. We're gonna be hitting up Halloween Horror Nights very soon. And and right now we're just trying to get more people to listen to it. So if you would, please tell all of your friends about Annual Pass and all of the fun shenanigans we have, and spread the word, spread the love. When the merchandise, when the stuff hits the store, if you guys want to grab that would be super awesome as well. And any other kind words you can think of, Jeffrey?
Just thanks for all the support, and we really appreciate it. And we love you. The exact appropriate amount. And thank you for tuning in. And I'm not gonna be able to stop
That's what we're almost
until I walk away.
I'm literally like on my
If
last
I can't sit here and not put puzzle pieces
then put
together.
puzzle pieces in. Then you're saving time for the future is what you're doing.
Yeah.
You're like a gardener of puzzle pieces.
Hopefully you will take what Jack said to heart and tell a couple people about Annual Pass though, because we really could use the help. Getting the word out.
We love making this show, and we want to keep making the show. So the way we do that is by people spreading the word and letting other people know about it. So again, let your friends know. That would mean a lot to me. Or buy lots and lots of the shirts when they come available.
That doesn't hurt either, but yeah.
Yeah. All right. Where do all of these go? Wow.
Please don't spend money you don't have. Just telling a friend about the show is just as good.
It's pretty nice. Okay, so I got to put these on this thing.
Keep going.
Okay, so they all go in. Oh, okay. So they like snap to it. Like that.
Yeah.
That's cool. So like it's sort of like a bumper thing.
Okay, there's that.
All right, let me put this. Oh, I got to put the
No,
rubber
am I done?
band on.
No, I'll put that there.
Thank you to our friends at Broadcast for hanging out for a few extra minutes to help us finish this thing up.
I tried not to make a mess this time. The last thing I did, we recorded the first 2 episodes of Does It Do?
Oh, yeah.
The new F-Face show, and I made a mess.
You made a mess?
Made a mess.
It shocks me that you would have made a mess in a Rooster Teeth production, Jeffrey.
I felt bad.
Okay.
I'm terrified we're going to spill this puzzle, like immediately walking out of the
I hope you don't.
No, we've been good about it.
I'm not touching it.
If we do, I'll just put it back together.
So what do you do with your puzzles when you're done? Do you just like destroy them, or do you?
Yeah, I break them apart and I put them back in the box, and then I either donate it to Goodwill or send it to Emily's parents if they need puzzles. I put together puzzles faster than the other people that I know in my life want them can consume them, or give it to a friend, whatever. I don't hold on to. There's like 3 or 4 puzzles that I've held on to just because they're kind of cool or unique, but mostly, yeah, I don't. The appeal for me is in putting it together the first time and only that time. I don't really see a reason to hold on to it.
See, for me, I do sort of the opposite, where like when I finish a puzzle, I pretty much just hold on to it forever.
Really?
Like, yeah, I've got a folder, or not a folder, but like that Velcro, or the thing we were looking at, that Ben was looking at.
Puzzle suitcase?
Yeah, that I legit like have all of my puzzles pretty much just in that thing, all done. So I've got so many puzzles that I finished that just sit there.
Yeah, that's the thing. They just sit there. I'm trying to get better. Emily started this challenge for the month of August where we eliminate 2 things each day from the house. Like she eliminates 2 and I eliminate 2. And so I'm trying not to. It's been really fun, and you're amazed that like you start looking through stuff and you're like, why do I have this? I haven't used this in like 9 years.
Marie
And
Kondo?
but yeah, sort of, but not even really. I think it was just like a TikTok challenge.
It's
But
just like pictures of like, Jeff and I together.
but those are framed in my library. But it's made me think about stuff as I bring it into the house too. Like, am I just gonna want to throw this away in a few years? I've been paring down in general. I think part of it is because Emily's family her parents just moved across the country, and she went up to help them, and packing up and moving a lifetime's worth of stuff is. I think you start to see it all, and you're like, I don't want to carry this much stuff around with me in my life.
Oh, this is cool. I love stuff like this. So I don't even see this, but like one thing turns and like everything turns. That's so neat. I love this.
That was going to push the roller coaster once you finally have it like up and running, I assume?
Sorry?
Is that like going to like push the roller coaster?
Yeah. So this basically like this is a wheel, and they'll snap too. So which is really neat.
So you are basically building like a Hot Wheels set.
Kind of. I mean, yeah, sort of. All right. So
Cool.
a couple more bits here. Let's see.
Now the question is, as you're like pulling things out of your house, are you getting to choose the items, or does Emily present you with 2 and say?
No. Yeah, no, she was even out of town for most of it. No, I've just been going through my closet mostly. And then I kind of ran out of clothes to give away. And so now I moved on to just kitchen stuff. Just open up a drawer and be like, why do I have 2 of this? I don't need this thing. I forgot I had it. It's covered in dust. Somebody else will use it.
Yeah, we just went through our kitchen, as a matter of fact, and we're pulling stuff out, and it's like, oh man, we have so many things that I don't know why we have these.
Yeah.
Or we have two of so many things, like I didn't realize we had two of those.
It's just so easy to accumulate stuff.
I watched a video recently, and I was talking about that. There's a thing called, what is it? Like, like death? It's
Go on.
like it's like Swedish death inventory, or well, it's some form of basically like the idea. The idea is like you set up your house to be like, if I were to die tomorrow and my family had to go through all my stuff, like how would they handle it? Like, would it be easy for them? Would it be tough?
Yeah.
So I see a Swedish death cleaning.
That's what it is. Swedish death cleaning.
I'm butchering that as well.
But that's like legit a thing where like you set it up where, you know.
It's the name of my like heavy metal band.
Does that need to be down? I don't know if that needs to be poking out of it or down.
Oh man, this is, well, I guess I'm glad I didn't stop because
You have a lot more linked pieces than you.
I just put together another 10 pieces or so.
3 of these, almost done here as well. I'm just happy because I'll be done with half of this thing.
I guess I can make my way back to the train tracks now.
You love the train track, Jeff. Oh, okay, and the last little bit, this with a flag, little thingy, one of these, and one of these. Okay, so this goes here. This goes on top of, yeah, I threw that on the floor.
No, that is not good. That's not right.
This on top of here. No. But yeah,
Yes.
also stay tuned to the Rip Drop Run Club. We're going to do our charity event at some point. We're trying to, you know, raise some money for St. Jude's Children's Hospital, and maybe we'll have some fun stuff with that. And I believe with that, all of these are going to go in my little cup. Where did I put my cup? Here it is. My extras cup. And this is the first half complete. Wow, this is a big set. So there you go.
Flip around, show that coaster logo off.
Oh yeah.
That's it. That goes there. Oh, that's cool.
Go. Right? Voila.
That's really cool, Jack.
This is just half of the actual full thing. And you can see at the top, right up here, I don't know if you can zoom in on that, it says, do not stand up. Yeah. So this is where it goes up. This is like the start of it, and then it goes around. Then we'll do some loops and stuff. Very, very cool. I'm digging it. Thank you for giving me an opportunity to build my big Lego set here.
So this is the 4th of these live streams, right? I've made 3 of the 4.
You have made 3 of the 4. BK stepped in for the 3rd one.
And so this is your 4th time working on this
This is the 4th time working on this thing.
So do you think you'll have it done at 8?
I would hope so.
Halfway through?
I would hope so. I don't know. I mean, so looking at this, it looks like the next half is more like structure building type stuff. So
we have 4 more live streams.
Okay.
Assuming we're still a solvent podcast going forward. We have 4 more live streams before the end of the year.
September,
October, November, December.
Yes.
I think that I estimated to Ben earlier that I think I have 4 live streams to go. Let's make it our goal to finish both of our projects as we finish 2022.
We can do that. Start 2023 solidly.
Start off fresh with something new.
I like that. So there you go. You hear it right here. So we've got at least 4 more live streams between now and the end of the year, assuming everything goes well, assuming everyone's alive. And yeah, but awesome. Well, again, thank you very, very much. Again, please spread the word. Let people know about Annual Pass. This is a lot of fun, and we enjoy doing it. We want to keep doing it. So let everyone know about it. Grab some merchandise. We have that Halloween spooky stuff coming out pretty soon. Got that in the shop right now being developed, and so once that hits the store, we'll absolutely let you know. And yeah, maybe we'll see some of you guys out in Florida for Halloween Horror Night stuff. We'll let you guys know. Maybe we'll have a meetup somewhere or something along those lines. So that'll do it. Ben, you got anything else for us? Anything you want to spread? Jeff, you got anything you want to let the audience know about?
No. Sorry, I'm back in the puzzle.
No worries. All right, well, that'll do it first for this stream. Thank you very much, everyone. Thank you, everybody, for hanging out with us. And subscribe to our stuff, youtube.com/annualpass. And we'll see you next time. Love you.
Bye. Oh, damn it. That doesn't go.